Hello and welcome to another episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast, the podcast that aims to cover a wide range of topics from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news. I'm your host Gaz, and joining me in the studio, well, he claims to possess mystical secrets that he keeps in his sac à magique. He's my co-host, he's Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, good evening with my sac à magique. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And thank you, and welcome to the show.
Welcome. Yeah, we're back again.
Thank you for joining us for another mind-bending episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast. So whether you're a new listener or repeat offender,
Keep repeating.
you're all welcome along. So glad that you're here.
Yeah, New Year, yeah.
New Year?
New Year.
What do you mean?
I thought you said New Year, did you?
That was ages ago. That was weeks ago. We're in February now, bro.
Well, yeah, but we're still
Do you know
in
what?
the New Year,
Funny,
you know what I
it
mean?
is funny, actually, because I did feel like, because it was the 200th episode last week.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. I think it's the idea that we're in a new season. We're not even in a new season. We're not in a new year. We're not even in a new season. We're in a new 100. We're in the next, next 100.
hundreds.
I'd say that was more accurate.
Yeah.
If that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, we've got a fucking entertaining show for you this week.
We have indeed.
Yeah, but magic. We got the butt magic this week on the show because we're going to be talking Aleister Crowley.
Oh, yes.
Well, born Edward Alexander Crowley.
Yeah.
In 1875. He was an occultist, a philosopher. He was a magic man. He was a magician.
He's a fucking nut job.
He was a space cadet.
Yeah.
He was a painter, novelist, and mountaineer.
He done a lot,
He
hasn't
did a bit, yeah. We're
he
going to be
did.
looking into the lives and times of Aleister Crowley a bit later on in the show.
So hold on tight.
Hold
on tight to your seat.
Hold on to your hats,
Oh,
because that's all coming up shortly in the show.
It is.
Plus this week's random events.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously, Aleister, we'll go back. I mean, he did have the title of the most wicked man in the UK.
Oh, wicked.
Could that be relevant? Well, I don't know. I mean,
Wow.
what's considered wicked in this day and age? I mean, what's the comparative?
Evil?
Well, I don't know. Proper evil.
Yeah. He's
well,
proper evil, man.
like I say, proper.
He's a proper evil
Yeah, man,
devil.
I've never been able to do that
I
clicky
know.
hand thing. Do you know what I mean? Like a gangster. Anyway,
You have to play a thing.
that is all coming up later on in the show.
Yeah,
Plus
it is.
this week's random events in this week's NASA news. So well worth sticking around for.
It is indeed, yeah.
Question
Lot
for
changes.
you.
Yeah.
All right. So if Aleister Crowley was considered the most wicked man, he's a wicked boy. He's our wickedest person in England at the time in the 1900s.
Yeah.
Who would be the equivalent today? Who would be the most wicked person, the most evil man in England or woman today, alive today? Who would you think that would be? Who would get that crown?
I think someone's going to... he's a double crowner.
It's a double-edged crowner.
Yeah, to be honest, if this person doesn't...
Is this in the UK?
This is in the UK. If this person doesn't commit to his duty, then I reckon it will be him.
God, who is it?
I'm thinking of King Charles.
No.
And the reason
Well,
why...
I would have thought his brother.
Well,
I would have gone his brother or,
his brother's...
Ghislaine Maxwell, potentially.
Yeah, but she's over there.
Or is she just a bit obvious?
Yeah, and can we call her?
Yeah, true.
All right,
Britain.
then,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Gary Glitter.
Gary Glitter, yeah.
Just been
he's
released, by the way.
Yeah, he has, a couple of weeks ago.
Anyway,
yeah.
right. So go on. So you're
well,
saying King Charlie?
Yeah, the reason why I say King Charles, and it's possibility, is because he's one of the children of the World Economic
Children
Forum.
of the Corn!
Yeah, who want to...
Well, I'm not sure if he's allowed to do this
He's
anymore.
not allowed to do it.
Isn't he not supposed to be giving up, all, stuff like that?
He's got to give everything up, any of his beliefs and stuff like that. Soon
It's
as
sort
he's
of,
crowned.
what's the word? Conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Is that the
And
the
his
term,
number one duty will have to be to make sure it is good for the Britons, for Britain. to the UK. But
so if he does anything or goes into any meetings that might be kind of...
he's not allowed to do that anymore. He can't. He's definitely not allowed to go on.
So what makes him the most, you think, in your opinion, the most evil man in England at the time, at this moment?
Because I don't think he will try and change his mind. I think he will go along with the World Economic Forum and actually still help them along.
I think that needs unpacking further, but we haven't got time today.
We haven't. But who do you think?
I don't know. I just listed a load of them.
Yeah, which one would be your top then?
It's weird because, I think, today's, interpretation of what you'd consider evil, because obviously you came up with one the other day, Shipman.
Yeah.
We've got a number of serial killers.
Yeah,
they're dead. Jimmy Savile, dead. Yeah, right. Yeah. I think most of the truly evil people we've had have been past tense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I've asked this question this week to everyone I've seen, they've all kind of gone and gave me the exact same response. It's a fucking tricky one, that one.
It is because there's so many areas where it could be, and they haven't been caught yet.
What's considered wicked back in the 1900s, what is not considered wicked today? You know what I mean? I think most of, I mean, there's a lot of Aleister Crowley's stuff that is a bit fucking preposterous and maybe...
Just a little.
But, a lot of what he says.
Yeah, there's different interpretations of words as time goes by, don't
Exactly. So, it's one of those. I think the interpretation of what's considered wicked or evil is a long way off. I gave an example of The Exorcist. In, comparative to today's horror movies.
Yeah,
that's quite tame. Whereas back then, you've got the Red Cross and St. John's Ambulance camped up outside cinemas in case because people were passing out.
In fact,
because it was wicked.
In fact, my mum nearly lost me because of that film.
Really?
She was pregnant at the time.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it was summertime as well.
Yeah, so
it was summer of '76.
Warm in the cinemas
in England then.
Well,
yeah.
What have you been up to this last couple? Because we didn't have an episode last week, did we?
No.
I do have to go in and do say we did. Right, so we did do the video version of the show, the 200th show.
Yes.
There was an issue.
There was.
Which we managed to save half of the video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that will go up, probably this weekend or this week some point. Yeah. But it was a bit kind of like, ghosts. I think we had ghosts.
I think we did,
I think we were, the studio where
they're on the rise, the ghosts,
was pretty old as well, and I was saying it was an old mill, and stuff, and potentially, but electrical equipment is a big problem, isn't it?
It's these things that just happen, you know what I mean, when you don't want it to.
I'm blaming ghosts because everything was working fine, and like I say, we got half of it is recorded. Anyway, long story short, we will be posting that. We'll be obviously back on track for upcoming episodes. We've got a great couple of episodes coming up.
Yes. Yes.
But, like I say, we didn't record last week, so what have you been up to? I've not seen you.
Me? Well, I've been looking into a little bit at science, and I've gone back into the law. Looking into the law.
The law.
My head's gone there at the minute.
Won.
Yeah, because I want to try and find a way of stopping the situation that's going on at the minute, and through the law, which... There is chance of doing
Well, shuck 'em up. Show us how to solve this situation, Taylor, using law.
Well, a lot of people don't know the law. The law.
Well, that's true. A lot of police don't know the law.
They don't even know our Constitution. They don't actually know that the 1215 Magna Carta is our Constitution. That it was the promise from the King. And you can get the list and have a look and all them promises. Because
you see, what they'll say is, that doesn't apply to modern policing, son.
Well, it does.
It kind of does, actually. Yeah. Knowing the law, and in fact, there was what was he called now? Mark Thomas.
Oh yeah.
And that whole thing about right to protest. If you've never seen it, I'd recommend checking it out because it's like a whole thing about the right to protest.
Yeah.
And he was doing a protest rally, and basically, even though he had permission. There was another protest going on at the time, and they had to draft police in from other areas. And he said to him, "Look, the problem is that you're here. Not that you're here. The problem is that the other police don't know the local law. So they see you as protester, and you're getting your ass kicked. Whereas, although we know you've got permission, they don't. Yeah. So it's like it's a big problem anyway. Yeah. So go on. Like you've been.
But here's one for you.
You've been checking out the Magna Carta.
The government, they have had there are borderlines that they can go to, and the government are already stating that they are sovereign. Now, the government is not sovereign because we run the government. We own the government.
No, we're
sovereign. They're a part of our sovereignty. So that's wrong for
like
one.
The management team.
And here's one for you. Who the most powerful people in a court?
Judge. No, the jurors.
The jurors, yeah.
Yeah.
The judge is only supposed to be there to guideline the jurors. The actual jurors can change the law.
Oh, of course they can, yeah.
Well, that's been taken away.
They can swing it either way. It's down to them, really, at the end of the day. And it's not a judge you've got to convince, it's the jury.
Jury, yeah. Because even for a parking ticket, you can request for a jury. That is your given right. Every fine, everything like that.
Appears for this goddamn parking ticket, and then you can explain your case to them, and they'll, do you know what? Majority of them will let you off just because of how trivial it is. But well,
this is it. But the problem is
for people.
But it'd only work if people start looking into it and actually using it. Because if we don't use it, and once it's gone, and like as soon as the digital IDs come out, we're fucked.
Wow,
we're
11 minutes into the show, he's already scaring folk.
Well, there's look at there's a consultation at the minute going on with the government for digital IDs, and that has gone on from January, February, and March, and it ends in March.
I only asked him what he did this week.
Well, so I know, but these are
I went to a gig. That's like, you know what I mean. It's like, go on anyway. So these digital
basically,
IDs, I'll tell you about me gig in a minute.
It's a little consultation, but no one's getting told about it. So people need to go on there, and the questions that they do, it ultimately answers, we all need IDs. But it's actually totally wrong.
We don't.
We need to.
We kind of do, but don't at the same time. It depends what it's for. But now we're getting voter IDs and stuff.
Yeah, they're looking at that. 15-minute cities. Have you seen that? 15-minute cities. I might not be able to come and pick you up sometimes.
Why? Because you're only allowed in the city for 15 minutes.
With your vehicle, yeah.
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like 100 games, isn't it, man?
It's crazy. It's like pitting off areas against each other in combat.
It is.
Who gets a Warby's loaf this week? Because you can only get 15 minutes down the road.
Ah, see. So which gig did you go to then?
I went to see... mate, it was so much fun. Yeah. I went to see Elvana. Elvana. If you've never heard of them, they're great. I'd definitely recommend you check them out.
Sounds like a Varnish company.
It's a Nirvana tribute act, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but it's with a difference, yeah.
Oh yeah.
These guys, right? Yeah, are probably one of the funnest gigs I've been to. Yeah, right. And it's a Nirvana tribute band with an Elvis Presley frontman.
That's just.
So the guy comes out fully, jumpsuit, the lot, cape, Elvis. And and it's like he says he opens the show with like, sometimes I sound like Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Sometimes I sound like Kurt Cobain, and sometimes I sound like Nicolas Cage. It's like, he's like, he doesn't sound like any one of them. He's got his own persona.
Oh yeah, he sounds like
it was so much fun. There was mashups of your favourite Nirvana, Elvis Presley songs.
Mixed.
Sometimes they were just like, just one-offs. They were really good, honestly. And do you know what? The musically, the band was great as well. Like, so they were playing. So
they were on key then.
It sounded like bang on. And I mean, they've had 20 odd years to practice. To be fair, the Nirvana songs, I was playing those back in there.
Wow,
grunge. But it was funny though, because I was saying like, who's the special guest? Because you always have a special support act or whatever.
Well, and let me guess, Jesus. Jesus turned up.
It was like all the 27 Club come back for a reunion gig from Beyond the Grave.
JFK come and listen to him.
Well, yeah, it was one of those type of gigs. You had Jimi Hendrix busting guitar, and Tupac did a few bars. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But no, it was a good gig, and like I say, the tribute act was like a whole cover band, which was good, a good touch.
Yeah.
Whole, if you don't know, Kurt Cobain's wife's band.
Of
Courtney Love.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's surprising though, like how much they sounded like Nirvana, and then when she started seeing Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins, their music suddenly changed.
That, yeah. But I've got to admit, I don't really listen to her
if
music.
you know the music. But anyway, it was a good, interesting, good gig. Really enjoyed it. If you do get the opportunity to check out Elvana, go and check them out. If you could YouTube them, and they're just really cool.
Was it a small venue or was it like?
It was funny actually, because they commented saying the year before they couldn't fill Gorilla, which is a small venue in Manchester.
Yeah.
And now this time round they filled the Albert Hall. So it was packed. So like, word's getting out. Check them out.
Yeah, check them out.
Other than that, I've been trying to learn Spanish again.
Yes, I believe so, Gringo.
¿Dónde están my keys? I can't.
You lost your keys?
Yeah, where are my keys? I'm trying to get...
I'm bilingual.
Seriously, there's a lot of words though, right? Because I'm using this audio book that's quite funny, because it gives you the word, and then gives you the Spanish word like a couple of seconds after. Yeah. Right? So it says you can learn in your sleep. Right,
hey,
which I think that's a time-saving thing. If I can learn how to speak a foreign language while I'm asleep, then bonus, right? But it's one of those where it's too stimulating, right? Because I find myself trying to guess what the Spanish translation's going to be before they tell me, right? Yeah. But if I get it right, I find it really amusing, so I start laughing, and then like
so that's just keeping me awake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like one of those where it's like, although I really want to learn it in the sleepy way, I feel like I can't because it's too engaging.
Turn it down a bit.
I've tried
Turn
that.
It so it's just a
really tranquil music in the background as well. So
say
check it out. I mean, it's 45 hours long. But it's like,
how many hours have you done?
A lot of Spanish. I think I'm into I've done about 10 hours.
Oh, well, that's a good start.
But I was asleep for most of it, so I don't know how much I've retained. That's the thing, isn't it?
Are you going to do it over and over again? If it doesn't work, it's not going to work on the first time,
I do believe that I've picked up a couple of bits, but just not enough. I wouldn't expect to, and I think that's what it is. It's about repetitively listening to it.
Well, that's it.
Learning in your sleep. It's
the 11-day training cycle.
Anyway, we'll be leaving all the links in the description for any media books or anything we talk about today, including Aleister Crowley's book, which I read the other day. It was actually weird. The Book of Law, the Book of Law is 3 chapters of... It seems like poetry. Yeah. Right? And...
Well...
But...
I don't know.
It's almost in almost kind of...
First chapter is a bit what's
the third chapter is basically like a demon telling how he's going to
rule the world,
or whatever.
Well, he's got to do something, hasn't he? He's got to have a knob.
I mean, we'll get into it because the Book of Law in the Jewish community or the Jewish religion is actually translates to the Torah, the law. Okay. Right? So the Torah translates to the law, right? And that's I think there's about 5 or 6 books of that.
So is that kind of like the Bible, or
that's the Jewish Bible, and the Bible's included in that, the Old Testament. Yeah, right. But what they did was they basically were 650 commandments around about in this book, right? And this is why it's called the Law or the Torah, And this is just my understanding of it. So Aleister Crowley's book, the Law, it's a commandment book, right? But with one commandment, right. And this is Aleister Crowley's kind of commandment is. Do what you like. Do what thy will. Yeah, right? Yeah. And I was saying to you, actually, I mean, in terms of a modern day poster child for that sort of thingy, take that, do what you like. Yeah. No need to ask me. Music video was right up Crowley's street, I believe. I feel like that, all that jelly wrestling, it was perfectly, and then
take
that to become one of the biggest boy bands out there. I do believe there was a chunk of butt magic going on. There was some sex magic going on there.
Oh, you reckon it was it was all set up
honestly, right? Looking, I mean, we're gonna get into the thingy, but I feel like this we've gone down this road straight out the gate, right? And there's a lot of celebrities
Yeah.
A lot of bands, musicians, people
David Bowie and that,
who tribute the teachings of Aleister Crowley.
Oh, yeah.
To, somewhat of their sort of success, I should imagine.
Even some
churches. Mean, John Lennon was banging to Aleister Crowley. The Beatles did a lot of reading up on him.
That's right. He was on was he on Dr. Pepper one, was it?
Oh, he was on. Yeah, he was on one. He was on the cover of the Dr. Pepper. Many celebrities were, but he was included.
One in the left-hand corner. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's an interesting one, but you can get that book. On Audible.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to sign up to Audible, you can. With a free trial. It's a great way for new customers to try audiobooks and make the most of every moment.
Get a freebie.
With a free trial, a customer will receive one free book of their choice, which you could be this book.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll leave a link in the description for both. You get the free trial. You can download Aleister Crowley's book.
Even if you're not into books, it's a small one.
It's one of those.
Going right.
You get the ability to choose from the world's largest selection of audiobooks, including bestsellers, new releases, sci-fi, romances, mysteries, classics, and more.
Massive, man.
After 30 days, you will receive one book each month, unless you're a Prime member, which in that case you'll get two.
Lucky book.
$7.99 is how much you'll pay, and that's on an automatic renewal, unless you cancel. And you can cancel any time.
Yep.
I just did it recently. I got a free trial. They went, "Hey, guys, have a free trial." I went, "Yeah, no worries."
That's fine.
So I got 2 books, and then cancelled literally straight away. And then they got put in my library. They're in my Alexa. Do you know what I mean?
Got it.
They're there.
Got it for life.
You can download and listen to the world's best storytelling, enjoy audiobooks, original series, and much more, even podcasts. So whether you're driving around on your commute or just unwinding, it's a perfect thing to do.
Perfect time to have a little listen.
Yeah, man, I was just lying in bed, and just listen to one with my headphones on and, get a bit of story in my ears.
Well,
unless it's something factual like Aleister Crowley's book, which was quite weird. But like I say, we'll get into that. Because Aleister Crowley is a pretty interesting character overall.
Yeah.
I'm being generous tonight.
Yeah.
Been saving this topic. It's been one of those
where
we
should have done it weeks ago.
Should have done it ages ago.
Yeah.
Like I say, Aleister Crowley changed his name. He was called Edward Alexander Crowley.
Edward.
And he didn't like Ed. He didn't like Ted. He didn't like fucking any other names. He didn't like Aleister. Yeah. Well, he actually was called Alec by his parents a lot, and he said that. He hated that. He hated the way that the word sounded, like the name sounded Alec. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was his actual choice. Yeah, because he felt like it was kind of like Aleister. Very kind of intelligent and kind of like one of those names that
made him look like a
Aleister
posh boy.
Crowley, almost French. It's a bit sort of romantic.
Yeah.
I think he changed it. It was a romance in the way it sounded, I think. One of those things. Born to a pretty wealthy family from Royal Leamington Spa. He rejected his parents, though, quite early on because they were Christians, pretty kind of heavily into the church. And he was kind of had other interests. He was kind of... He was
so he wasn't Jewish then?
No, I think he was Christian origins, so British born.
Yeah.
He went to Trinity College and then the University of Cambridge, which he focused his attentions on mountaineering and poetry. He was a big mountaineerer.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll get into that later on because he actually, do you know what? I mean, you'd think this guy... It was the no end to his sort of what he wanted to achieve or what he wanted to do with his life.
He went with his own mantra, didn't he, really?
Well, he did, didn't he? But I don't think he actually learnt that mantra or I think came up with that mantra until a lot later on in his life.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, because, I mean...
Well, he went and did it and then gone, right, you know what, this is what everyone should do.
Well, it was actually the book because when I get to how he came about writing the book of law, there's something to it, so it's not just as clear cut as the guy sat down and wrote a book, right? And how he'd then take his writings and his works from there on would be a defining sort of
so it had substance to it.
There's 2 books that I'd say were defining works, and then everything else was him trying to explain that work or trying to work it out himself because he didn't quite understand it. And like I say, he came from quite a wealthy, a wealthy family. He wasn't, you didn't want for
He's
anything.
a rich kid, man.
So he was basically, a lot of his kind of focus was in
he could do what he wanted.
The academic, learning, trying to educate himself.
Yeah.
And some of these sort of like the studies that were hidden to him, right? So he kind of became interested in stuff like the Order of the Golden Dawn and like the what are they called? The Knights Templar and secret societies.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So he wanted to kind of get in with the Golden Dawn because he wanted to become a magician, right? But not in the sense that, like, you know, magic, doing kids' parties and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
wanted to get girls into bed with it.
Well, potentially, yeah, but like he wanted to use it to get the secrets. He was he wanted the education, really. And
he wanted to be a real magician.
Well, I think it was power as well, or there was some sort of kind of idea that with the teachings that he was able to gain actual power. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, like, he'd decided he was joining or going to be in this Order of the Magic Circle, yeah, right?
Okay.
But if I wanted to join, any sort of secret society like the Masons or anything like that, there's an induction, there's a sort of like a who
time
do you know?
period.
There's a who do you know? How do you know them? Are they all right? Black ball, white ball. Yeah. You're not getting in, you're getting in.
No,
right?
I'm checking your
but
background.
It seemed Aleister Crowley cared none for all this. Yeah, right. He just kind of roll in and say,
"Well, it's in like a don going,
I'm in now.
I'm part of this,
I'm part of this, right? Yeah." And all the way through his magical career, it seemed that nobody ever kind of like, you know, said, yeah, you're at that level, here's your new robes, and, you know, you're part of this next level of teaching or whatever. It was almost like he just decided that, no, it's me, I'm ready. Like, and most of the way through the story, he kind of does this. He seems to just kind of decide that he's at that stage in his education or his magical abilities that he's able to become a master or a grandmaster or whatever.
So he's a bit big-headed then?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
or is he just training in, like, you know, arts of little things so that if he, you know, he wants to jump from one thing to another know...
He might have ADHD.
From everything. Yeah, you might, right?
But the thing is, with this, is I think he was interested in the teachings, like, because... like with the Masons, right? There's degrees, isn't there? Like, if you kind of get through the different degree levels, then you're privy to more information and more knowledge. Yeah,
the key.
Some of it's secret knowledge that you can't obtain unless you go through and devote your whole life to. In a lot of respects, yeah. So for him to kind of like join the Golden Order, the Golden Dawn, he was kind of. He did get some training, you know, in ceremonial magic, but like
he's not going to have enough because he skipped a lot of it beforehand.
I think he was very kind of like thingy with it, where he'd be, a bit kind of like over ambitious or overreaching in that respect. But
the way
he believed that he was going to use this, you know, magic to, you know, do certain rituals,
rule the world,
gain certain powers, being able to use it for influence. I don't know exactly, really, but
should have been a politician,
maybe. The idea of it, though, I mean, was like he wanted to kind of use magic and kind of like become a powerful figure. I feel like it was
hungry.
The idea that it was a kind of a...
Is he special?
I don't know. I feel like he might have been a bit of a contrary. Yeah, right. If you think about it, you've got wealthy family, you've got wealthy parents who were pretty kind of religious. Yeah, everyone around you is religious. They're all following the same God, all the rest of it. If he's kind of like, well, I'm just going to do the opposite.
I'm going to look for a different path.
So,
I didn't
whereas you guys want to be kind of known for like all Christianity and stuff, that's fine, but I'm going down this road where I want to be kind of like hail Satan, right? And we've talked about it before. I mean, you can't have one without the other.
Well, if you think about it, if there was no other religion, that would probably be the biggest religion.
Well, I mean, I feel like paganism was there anyway. I mean, feeling like back end of the 1800s.
Yeah,
do you not think paganism would have still been around potentially, which is quite, a lot of ritual, traditional stuff?
Could you really say that was evil, though?
No, I wouldn't say it was evil. This is the point, right? From our perspective, ritualistic, non-sacrificial stuff like lighting a candle and having a chant isn't that. I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow does that, burning a vagina candle most weekends. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, go away, have fun.
From our perspective, wicked, right? But from back in the day perspective,
annoying,
potentially
maybe, but not
it might have been. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, but potentially could have been seen as a bit evil or wicked.
Yeah, different.
People have burnt for less. Do you
well,
know what I mean?
or drowned. Yeah, witch.
I mean, naming himself the Beast 666.
Well, that didn't help. Well, did it help him?
I mean, it helped him in one respect. I mean, it gave him a bit more reputation. For did
he have it stamped on him? He should have had it stamped on him
across his forehead.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, then no one could question it.
Yeah, well, he was kind of denouncing his previous lifestyle. And he's had followers who became cult figures. Like around his life. Do you know what I mean? So
he's a good talker. He knows how to bring people around.
He was a cultist. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what most cultists do, aren't they?
So what was it? Crowley's parents. He was a brewer.
Oh, a brewer.
His dad. Yeah. So they'd made the money from brewing.
I heard an estimate 7 million.
What?
Well, back then, that
was about 7.5 million is what he inherited when his father and mother died.
Yeah.
So obviously that meant Crowley's got all this money. Yeah.
He's got more than enough money there.
Totally. You'd think, wouldn't you? You'd think. Family. So how long do you reckon, that'd
be like
7.5 million would last you in the 1900s?
I don't even think in the 1900s.
Do you think that'd last you life?
Yeah.
Right, well, Aleister Crowley blew through his wealth in almost 13 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was spending time abroad with people, like buying properties.
A lot of betting must have been going on.
One thing he used to do, right, and this is funny, because, and the way it was kind of described was very kind of reminiscent of the New Order and the Factory Records guys, because what they did was they'd put out a record, but they'd spend way too much on the artwork and the sleeve and all the rest of it, right? And it'd cost, say, 5p more to make the record than they were selling it for. Yeah. So they'd lose money, right? And Aleister Crowley was the same. He was proper into it's got to be the best quality paper, the best quality inks. Yeah,
public asked for it.
But he was self-published, right? A lot of it. He was self-publishing his works, but making stupid decisions on how his merch was going out. He's like, it's got to be the best quality, it's got to be the best ink, it's got to be the best paper, it's got to be embossed, it's got to be this,
more expensive if you want to get around the world back then.
So he's trying to sell his books, which are too expensive because they're all made out of the best shit
quality,
and
goods.
He's selling them at a loss. Yeah. So there's not only that, it's world.
They're not alone just for fucking doing that.
World trips. All the rest of it, wherever he wanted to go, whatever
and his
extravagance he wanted.
Yeah.
Well, going into his missus, his wife.
He did. More than one occasion.
His wife, Rose, his first wife.
Yeah.
He did actually, Aleister Crowley later on. I'll get into it, but he had loads of interests. He managed a band at one point.
Did he?
Yeah. I'll go into that in a little while, but Rose was an interesting character. She kind of helped in the
spending the money.
The Book of Law.
Yeah.
In the sense that she married noteworthy magician and occultist Aleister Crowley in 1903 to 1904. She was only with him a year.
And I bet she got a lot of money through that year.
So she was born in Cambridge Terrace in Paddington, right? And she had brothers and sisters. She had a brother called George and I think two sisters as well. what was it, Kelly and Beatrice or something like that. Yeah. Right. Fuck knows. Right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Eleanor and Mary and Gerald. They were the. See, get there in the end. The family basically were again not too bad off, pretty well off family. But Rose was a bit of a let's say a scarlet woman. Yeah.
Oh, so she was a bit of a slag.
Yeah, she was a bit of a slag. Yeah,
Let's get it out right. She was loving it. She was like a bike.
Rose, full name, Rove Edith Kelly. Yeah, right. Born 1874.
Have you got a number?
Do you need a number? She's probably a bit old now.
Yeah, a bit wrinkly now.
But they do call him Dug Up. So you know what I mean? He might be right up his street. So she was the eldest of the 3 children.
Yeah.
And like you say, she was a bit of a rambunctious soul. Right.
Yeah. Saucy girl.
She was seeing 2 blokes.
Right.
So she was seeing these 2 fellas, right? Yeah. And she was having a bit of fun with one. The other guy was a bit of money.
Yeah. Well, that's
so
it.
You know, she's playing the field. She's having a great time and all the rest of it. But she was getting close to her 18th birthday, and her parents were having none of this. Yeah.
Yeah. She needs to settle down and get married now.
You're becoming an old spinster now at the ripe old age of 18.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to marry one of these chappets here. Yeah.
Who's got money?
I think Money Man
is
probably your best option.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's got a bigger wang or whatever. Yeah, right.
Forget all that.
So Rose was like, I don't want to marry either of them, to be fair. I don't want to get married. I just want to be me and live my life.
I want to be free.
I want to do what I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, mother.
Yeah.
So she goes to her mate Aleister Crowley's house.
Yeah.
Says, "Oh, what's up, Rose?" See, I've gone into story
mode. You have,
What's up, Rose?
Yeah.
Well, mum's forcing me to marry. So it's like an episode of Coronation Street.
I don't know. I haven't seen it for years.
Mum's forcing me to marry one of these guys because I'm getting old.
Yeah. Well, you are 18.
You're 18. Yeah, you're getting a bit past it now, love.
Yeah. You only live to about 50.
So Aleister suggests, fuck them 2 guys. Why don't you just marry me then in that case? Yeah, right. That'll piss your mum off.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she knows, like, I'm a bit of a playboy ladies man, got my own thing going on.
Yeah.
She's not going to be bothered.
Big age difference as well,
there was
which is going to be...
big age difference, at the time.
At that time,
so there was... Great, let's elope, right? So they've ended up running away together, and it was like literally word got back to the family that Aleister Crowley was getting married to his sister.
They're off to Gretna Green.
So they've got to the church or the registry office or whatever, literally just as they've signed
the paper,
and it's too late. Now. Aleister Crowley was quite happy for her to carry on living his life, living her life the way she wanted to. It was just a way of her giving the finger to the parents, basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I say, the marriage didn't last all that long.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, you know, she liked to, you know, hang around the bike sheds. You know, was she unfaithful? Yeah, was it? Did he never sleep with her?
She was definitely unfaithful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think she was like they were intimate and they did have a relationship because I feel like she was very kind of integral to his sort of ideals of kind of like having this Scarlet Woman who was kind of... Because we'll get into it in a second because like he wanted to kind of utilize what they call... Although we didn't know what it was called at the time, it would be later known as sex magic, right? Yeah.
Ooh, sex magic.
In sex magic, it does ask that you have, like, you channel through a harlot, a woman of kind of like, you know, ill repute or whatever, right? But who isn't taking any money for it, who isn't...
she's just offering it on the plate.
Yeah, so basically she's...
it's a freebie there.
So the fact that she was a drunkard... you know, like
harlot woman who likes money,
like you say, slut, like is right, perfect up his street. So and the fact that she was kind of like it was kind of a political sort of move, and the fact that they were giving like the families a bit of a kind of finger, was a bonus basically.
I think that was the ultimate aim from her perspective. So
after the marriage, they decided to go on honeymoon.
After the marriage? Oh, right, directly after the marriage. I thought you meant like after they split up or something.
No. Well, they ended up going to Egypt. The two of them went on an extended honeymoon
Nice.
that brought them to Cairo in early 1904. On the 16th of March, though, in 1904, to impress her, he decided to do some ritualistic magic.
Ah, right, a bit of voodoo.
Yeah. Just like that.
Yeah.
He had a fez. He got a fez on. And he was like, just like that.
Apparently not even a fez label.
What's the card? It's not your card. So he's doing all these magic to try and wow. He's doing the old tea towel trick.
Oh, yeah. Sawing her in half.
Sawing her in half and all that, yeah. So, like, he's got her to Cairo and, he's doing this ritual and it kind of goes a bit weird because he starts hearing a voice, like in the room.
Schizophrenia?
Could be, but he hears this voice, right, clear as day, and it's... Well, firstly, right, that he starts thinking that she's got some weird stuff going on because he tries to kind of put her in this sort of like... He does this ritual and apparently she went into a trance briefly. But she did say repeatedly, they are waiting for you or they're coming for you, right? Oh. And he put it down to the fact that she was probably just high at the time, right? And just kind of moved along. Yeah. But a couple of days later... another ritual, and he ended up hearing this voice, like I say, and it was like this booming voice, and it said that it was the voice of the Egyptian god Horus,
Oh, right.
and it was introducing like another god, right?
Right.
So for 3 days over that period, he basically wrote in, they stayed in the room, and they wrote down all of the kind of
stuff that's coming through his head.
Basically all this kind of mumbo jumbo that's coming through his head, which would actually become the 3 chapters that are known as the Book of Law, right?
Okay.
So it's interesting though, because in the Book of Law at the end it does say that it needs to be kept in the original language, in the original text,
right?
That it was translated in originally, because they potentially ciphers in the book. Now, just got to get the guy's name.
So it's like a code, and you need to be able to break it.
Yes, it's pretty much.
Within
so
the language.
He claimed that he heard felt a shadowy presence behind him, and somebody identified himself as Awas. The result of which was the 3 days work and the 3 days of translation and depicting. It's almost kind of like the Scientology story, with his tablets.
Well, he did. The guy did hang around with him,
listening to the. Well, maybe that's where he got.
Yeah.
Did he hang around with him?
They hanged around with each other. Yeah, apparently
maybe
they were good
that's
buddies.
where he got the idea from. Because anyway, so he's ended
influenced.
up writing down this book, which ended up being the one commandment in all fair, but the commandment being do what you want, do what thou will, right? And the interesting bit about it is that nobody's been able to kind of disprove that book since, right? In
so
terms
no one's broken any kind of code.
Information, well,
has anyone really tried though?
In terms of breaking the ciphers, apparently there's more information behind that, and has depicted things and kind of prophesized things that have happened.
Okay.
I don't know. Apparently it takes scholars years and years and years to
So it's a bit like
understand
Nostradamus, this kind of stuff.
How I understand it is, there's a couple more books, right? So one of his other books, which is the 4th book, if you have that, this Book of Law, the Book of Lies, and it's almost like when you get it, right? But it's almost like you need all 3 of them, and some people it drives them crazy, right? Yeah. Because Aleister Crowley's books after the Book of Law were basically him trying to make sense of what
the Book of Law was.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, because he was a vessel. He understood it. He understood it as good as, or as well as we understood it, or understand it,
I'd say he'd understand it a little bit more than we would.
I'd think so. Because, like I say, he was at this point now where he was like, so grandiose that he was just going into, like, you know, his magical golden circles going, I am Grand Wizard now, all kneel before me. He was like wearing the robes. Nobody had gave him the robes. Nobody had said, you know, give him the titles.
So he had that big bollocks.
He was all big bollocks.
I'm the big man now.
Yeah, he was like, I've got this book, and it's like, I don't fucking know what it means.
Yeah.
And he ended up like becoming sort of kind of very into the magical world, and people started following him and kind of like trying to decipher it and writing books about his book, and and he did end up getting kind of a bit of a following, right? He would try and summon demons, right, as well as other kind of rituals. And one of the rituals that he wanted to do was summon the devil. So he actually used to do these pentagram sort of symbols on the floor in his properties. In fact, one of his properties, which was called, let me get this up. I think it's
Hell.
Called Hell. Bear with me a second. It's called Belwit House or something like that. It's in Scotland.
Is this the church?
No, it's kind of a lovely sort of like one-story kind of
bedroom house,
house on the lakes in Scotland. But the reason why
Lake Loch Ness,
the lakes, it is on the lakes of Loch Ness. You're right, and basically why he chose that property was because like of its location and ley lines and stuff like that. But he had to have it renovated because of the rooms he wanted to kind of do his rituals in needed to be facing a certain direction, needs to be facing bodies of water. So like he had to have big open windows put in. In fact, if you go on YouTube, there's plenty of kind of these urban explorers who have been around Aleister Crowley's house. If you want to see it firsthand, it's still there. People go round it. It's an abandoned building. So, I mean, we'll try and put a link into that as well.
One year it burnt down on its own.
On its own?
Yeah, for some reason.
Well, they do believe it's haunted. And there's a pub as well, which is a haunted pub of Aleister Crowley. I mean, I don't know how true it is. One of the most haunted pubs in the UK.
Right,
so,
okay. I've heard about his houses and his so-called like one-building churches.
So, I mean, Aleister Crowley, he had a bit of a kind of like, he had a bit of a kind of a extended sort of circle of poets and artists and creatives and people who
were mind fucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically,
he fucking mind freaked him, didn't he? Yeah, but there was a lot of them who kind of really loved what he was talking about and followed him. One guy was Victor.
Not Victor.
Victor Benjamin Newberg.
Oh.
So he was a poet himself. He was an English poet and writer. He also wrote on the subject of theology and occultism. So he was like, he was
like a guide.
He almost had sort of this affinity with Aleister Crowley because of they're very interested in the same topic. So of course they were going to kind of like get on with it. But get on and stuff. But like he ended up being a bit of a lackey to Crowley. He would just literally do whatever.
Do what I say, bitch.
Do whatever he wanted.
Bitch, man.
But to be fair, I feel like Rose was a bit like that as well in some respects. I mean,
it's probably why he only lasted.
But Newberg, he was born and raised as upper middle class. He was from a Jewish family. His father died in 1857, and
so he can help with the book as well, with the laws.
And well, potentially. I mean, like this I think was one of the reasons why I started hanging around with him because of the book. Maybe
he's close to that religion,
and he was trying to like get a bit more sort of intrigue to it. But I mean, so he was agnostic. So this is what Crowley describes Victor. This is how he describes him, right?
Bitch.
So. He basically describes him as agnostic and vegetarian, a mystic and a Tolstoyan, and plus several other things all at once. He's endeavours to express his spiritual state by wearing a green star of Esperanto, although he can't speak the language. He refuses to wear a hat, even in London. To wash or wear trousers,
What?
Yeah. So he wriggles and convulses, and his lips, which are 3 times too large for him, and have been put on too hastily as an afterthought. So this is lovely stuff.
Likes him, man.
So no, he's like this is his mate Victor. This is him like describing Victor. But he says he has an extraordinary laugh, and
like Jimmy
that he's ever heard, and he's adventurous and united to those that bring he's extraordinarily well read, and he has a exquisite sense of humour, and being one of the best natured people he's ever had the pleasure to have met.
No pussy as well.
So but yeah, I mean,
so he's a wit boy.
He was a wizard as well. They were both wizards.
Yeah, but he can't be.
He was like his Ron Weasley.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll follow you to the end, Harry.
Yeah.
And he probably did. In fact, he did. Right? Yeah.
There you go. Included that answer.
We were talking earlier about Boleskine House is his house. It's a manor off the southeast side of Loch Ness in Scotland Highlands. Notably has been home to author and occultist Aleister Crowley and Led Zeppelin's guitarist Jimmy Page.
Because he was supposed to have done a ritual in there, but he didn't do it. But
he did.
After he sold it,
Jimmy Page.
After Jimmy Page bought it, he
they all said
it
got abandoned. The house after Jimmy Page left it was left with fully furnished.
But Crowley said that he didn't do anything in there, but
he did.
He had enough time in there. Yeah, he's definitely done something in there. You know what I mean? So he's opened up the gates of hell.
Open up the gates.
Yeah.
Hell. Well, that's what he was trying to do. You see, like he was actually trying to do that. So
Yeah.
More power to him.
There is a kind of thing though. Like I have noticed over, especially over like the last 10, maybe 20 years, about the language on a lot of cults and a lot of religions from the past. It's all on the word, the certain word, and it's like the Bible. The first thing he said.
All right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, no, I think Aleister Crowley was going. I mean, there's so much information. We could probably definitely do another episode on it, and we probably will.
Yeah.
But we would get into as much as we can tonight. I mean, he's mountaineering. Before we get into the sex magic stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a whole different episode.
Before we get into the sex magic stuff, let's get into his mountaineering career, because I mean, he was a big mountaineerer. Yeah, he led quite a lot of expeditions, climbing peaks that have not yet been climbed in the UK and abroad.
No.
Yeah. However, he did try and climb get to the summit of K2 in 1902.
Ooh.
Yeah, right, which had never been done at that time, right? Yeah. And I think the first time they gave up, but the second time they did it, they had to come back because people were like, obviously gone up with a party of people, and they wanted to try and make it to the top.
Yeah, but seeing that the weather was
treacherous, and I think he actually came down with hypothermia, right?
Yeah.
And his answer to that was like, let's drink champagne. He was drinking champagne.
Bubbles right to the brain.
Probably, yeah. And they were trying to bring him down the mountain, but he was having none of it. He wanted to carry on. Yeah. I think a couple of his expedition party died.
Yeah, 2 of them died at the place where he said which was the treacherous part. And he was right on that account.
I mean, the first attempts, I mean, the whole thing's legendary in the sense that it's historical, it's brave. I mean, the guy had fucking balls to try and do it.
Well, he had champagne, you know what I mean? So he had
I love the fact that they took champagne with them. I suppose that was for when they got to the top. Like, it was a celebration of kind of reaching the summit, but like, it's like the fact that he was so ill that he was like swigging it on the way up or way down.
And it's probably actually the thing that's helped rock climbers now today, because of the actions of that champagne as give ideas to scientists and that on how to,
altitude sickness and stuff like that. Potentially that's what it was.
So he could have been the actual first benefactor of, this is how to do it, even though he was probably pissed before he even attempted to get up there.
Well,
You know what I
he
mean?
actually, he was, I mean, the guy was pretty legendary in that sense that, like, in
He did
those
what he
days,
wanted.
nobody had a clue about what was really going to be like
Yeah.
going up the mountain.
Yeah.
They thought the Himalayas were, like, pretty big.
Yeah.
And then you start kind of trying to reach peaks like K2 and Everest and stuff. I think the first people to ever actually do those things. So, I mean, historically, if you were going to be known or you had this idea that, shit, man, I want to be remembered, I want to be known for something, I think that would have been enough. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it was back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like find different places.
I suppose it's
There's lots
like
of places
fucking.
to explore.
Well, what was that guy like? 80 Days Around the World, and it's like the bigger and grander and the more extreme. We don't adventure like we used to. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I know, but I think because
I'm off in a hot air balloon to find Afghanistan.
I think because there's a lot more people would like to do that, but there's too much out there to fear to actually do it. You know what I mean? Even the people that you may be with may end up being kidnappers. You know what I mean? You don't, you you trust what you trust.
Yeah, true that.
And there is still plenty of places to find. I mean, places are getting found every year, brand new places and brand new, like cities, massive cities.
Yeah. Well, once he got back actually from
and it costs now.
From that, I mean, it was in all the papers as a mountaineering accident of sorts. One of the things which he says he had no sympathy for whatsoever. Like, obviously people died up there, but I mean, he didn't come back with any sympathy for it. He left the following day and gave up mountaineering.
What? Yeah,
it's like, not going to do that again.
Could it be traumatic? That's the reason why, but he hasn't said that's why.
I mean, this is a part, obviously, right?
It might have been that might have been a little bit what made him even more. I
think, again, when he started getting the reputation for being, like, the wickedest man in the UK, I think all these little things, because I think actually, like... exactly. Yeah. So on their own, individually, they're kind of one thing after another. Yeah. But I mean, as they all mount up, you start getting this reputation,
and it'd be a stress syndrome.
It's not only the fact that he's calling himself the Beast 666. It's not only that he signs his name with a cock and balls,
and the people around him,
which is a true thing. There's been do you know people who do signature analysts?
Oh yeah.
I found an article about it basically, and let me try and find it because it is genuine.
Tells you if you're a psycho.
Genuinely interesting because he does sign his name with
like a killer,
like a cock and balls, right? Yeah, and
you were telling me about this.
So the A forms the cock, and he puts two balls at the bottom of the A. So imagine like if you did an A with two squiggles on either side of the A.
Yeah, that's what
so
I'm
he
thinking,
curls them round like balls, and then he puts the line through the A like the bell.
Yeah, and then the split
and
the
then
top.
he writes the rest of Aleister. Yeah, right. And then Crowley, he does something a bit silly with that as well. Like, but I mean, it's like it's a bit childish and just kind of goes to show you the sort of infantile nature of his sort of humour.
Well, it sort of sounds like he's still kept that. He's kept that. He's had stress on top of that. Let's get it right. He's been wild with his money. He just does
like
what
I say,
he wants.
Wasted his money. I mean, his money was kind of like pretty. Sifted through. He went through it pretty quickly.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if he had syphilis and that's what fucked him up. You know what I mean? Because syphilis was just, it was still around, but it was like it was.
Here we go.
Concentrated.
This is the article. Crowley's signature analysed. And as you can see, I'm going to post this on Instagram anyway. So, but putting aside, like it is.
I thought it was a little.
It is his name, but no, it is not.
I thought it was it was going to be like a little one.
No,
yeah.
It is a big.
And it's
cock.
a massive cock.
It is obviously a cock.
Yes.
Yeah, and
it's not a rocket.
Happy days for Aleister Crowley. Well, anyway, so
well, not now.
The voice interests me. Yeah, because obviously Ayahuasca. So that was kind of like this god apparently. So he goes. Who was that? Is he some Egyptian god?
I believe so.
Because in the book, like the third chapter, which is pretty much the hardest to follow. The first two are quite like pleasant, I suppose. The third chapter, it starts getting like, I will fucking destroy everything. I am the god of war. Get your islands fortified with war machines and shit like that. Like that, you know, it's quite brutal. Why this but
why this
one thing that did actually pop into my head when reading that, was Whenst reading this. Anyway, well, when I was reading it, it was basically talking about Victorian England, which made me feel that it was more Aleister writing it than a third party that's ancient. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but when like you played me the one where he was talking about war and that, it did. My thoughts did think that could it be that something's coming through him? I mean, it's not the first time. It's not going to be the last time that this kind of stuff gets reported. You know, like someone's got like a demon inside them and they're speaking in tongues, or they're, you know, writing something out that's never been, you know, a language that hasn't been around for like generations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff does still happen today. And like, I'm kind of on the cusp. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's made him like nutty as a squirrel.
He's a nutty guy.
But it's been mental illness.
Mental health. This is the thing, because a lot of stuff like that doesn't get diagnosed yet, right? But I said earlier, it sounds like he's got ADHD. He wants to do a bit of everything. But the problem is, I mean, your average common Joe, if you start exhibiting, symptoms of a mental illness, you get locked up, lobotomized.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Whereas you come from affluence and money, right? He's not crazy. He's just fucking eccentric. Look at King George. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like they're just potty as fuck, inbred to fuck, and then it's almost like he's not crazy. He's just a bit. He's just a bit fucking eccentric. Yeah. And it's like, Toad Hall driving around in his fucking motor Zoom.
Yeah, but he did put a lot of pressure on himself as well. Don't forget, like, because he's playing the playboy. You know what I mean? Even though he's married and that, and then he's got pressure on that.
Well, he's playing a bit more than that. Well, we were talking about it earlier, sex magic, right? Because he wanted the power, he wanted to rise higher. And
he wanted to be the god.
Spirituality and stuff, right. Now, in this sort of teachings and the golden compass and the golden circle and all the rest of it, Dawn of the Golden Dragon, fucking hell, right? All these sort of like cult teachings had levels and grades to get through, right?
Yeah,
and one of which him and Victor were working through, which was like these sort of ethers. They have to pass through these sort of like tests, these trials, and once they did, they'll gain true enlightenment. Obviously,
because they're more truthful with it.
Yeah, so one of them, they were preparing for one of the rituals that was going to unleash a demon, right? Yeah, this was gonna, this was one of the hardest trials they had to face. Right. They've been doing a load of kind of little magic shows and stuff, passing the time, and keeping the credibility up.
Pick a card, any card.
Yeah, basically, pick a card. Look at the coconuts. Yeah, and they're doing all this magic stuff, and they decide this weekend we're going out to the desert. Yeah, right. And we're going to do this ritual for the 10th level. Yeah, right. And it was a hard one, like I say, there's demons involved. They had to get through this, right? So they start this ritual, and it starts going a bit weird, and they get it wrong, or they don't get it as right as they don't get it quite right, yeah. So they decide to try this next ritual. I think basically what they did was unleash this demon too early, right? Yeah, in their heads. Now, they're bearing in mind, I mean, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but a lot of the way through this, Aleister Crowley's twisted off acid. Yeah, right. And probably other drugs.
So that has nothing to do with it,
It's probably not acid, but opium, whatever he's getting his hands on in them days, yeah. So, like, especially in the ritualistic stuff, right? Because you're off your head, right? And they've seen this demon and panicking.
Right.
They decide that they need to close this down, or they need to kind of build an altar, right, to do another ritual, right, to try and tame it or kill it or beat it. Yeah. So they start scratching around trying to build a stone altar, and they think, shit, oh no, we can't do this one because this actually requires a ritual sacrifice, and there's nothing around, so
someone's getting killed.
Well, in a couple of later ones, they start taking pigeons with them, but basically, this is where Aleister Crowley, discovers the power of sex magic, right? Yeah.
Can't wait for this one.
Well, this is it. I mean, he's a bisexual guy, right? He's had relationships with other guys, but he's never done the sodom. He's never been sodomized himself, right? Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So he's always been kind of like, a bit on the fence with it. Yeah. And he's had this brainwave that, like, rather than ritual sacrifice, then,
nothing to do with the acid,
spilling human seed is spilling life, so therefore it must be adequate enough for human sacrifice, right? So
what? Okay.
So like it's getting a bit weird now,
so
because
spraying his hand and then
he turns
step on
around
it.
to Victor and says, Victor, I need you to take one for the team here, fella. And he goes, wait, what? He's like, I need you to ground and pound. And there he got in the circle and he dropped trout and he told Victor to get on with it, and apparently he was very kind of like
gentle.
He was a gentle lover,
He was a
right?
gentle lover.
He was but very placid in his taking of this, But he said that in that moment he was basically
the master.
he obtained mystical, magical fucking abilities, enough that he was able to defeat the demon, right? But it was a very difficult thing. Obviously, it lasted like a good couple of hours, this battle, right? With Crowley stripping naked, almost trying to destroy Victor, almost trying to tell him that it was all lies, and
was he trying to destroy his ring?
Right, he wanted to try and tell him anything, like we've talked about in the past. The devil will tell you anything to get you to stop or trying to defeat him. So we'd be like, oh, I'm just a man, I'm just doing, and I'm not, you've defeated me and all the rest of it. And in the end, they did, right? In their heads, they did, right? And they got past the 10th level and
the acid dropped.
But from that, this is where Crowley thinks, shit, there's something to this, because he says, I never felt so much power and sort of magical ability.
So he got hungry with it.
That I did when in that moment, right?
So he got a taste of it.
He got a taste, right? So basically, he ended up writing this next book, right, with his second wife, right? Who obviously Rose had done one. He's ended up with his next wife.
She got half his money and fucked off.
Well, she was a funny one as well, right? Yeah, because she basically, I mean, some people are intuitive to this sort of stuff, but she was straight in there on the button, mate. Like, she was right in there. So, like, on the first time that they made love, apparently she said she saw a grey-bearded wizard.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
What's Gandalf doing there?
Well, they ended up writing a book about tantric yoga and the occult and all the rest of it. But there was another firm of people, another cult that were offering, like, teachings at levels and all the rest of it. And they got wind of this book and started reading it and thought, fucking hell, they're giving away our secrets here. Right? So this guy from this OTO, has gone, I want to meet up with Crowley because the publishing stuff, and they did it to the Golden Dawn, so why wouldn't they do it to us?
Oh, yeah.
And he went, basically, what you're saying in your teachings here is that, that this sex magic is, something that is only privy to our high members, and you've come across it organically. And he was like, well, yeah, kind of. So they've gone, well, why don't you be our leader of the English chapter? And ended up giving him his own little club, right? Right, and they do actually still operate today. I actually found a post where they were offering a 2-day tantric retreat.
Oh, right. Is it still going on?
Yeah, still going, where you can learn some tantric magic.
All right.
And some sexy yoga.
Oh, sexy yoga.
Me, I've signed us up to it, so hopefully we'll enjoy it. But sex magic, right? Interesting stuff, because sometimes spelled sex magic with a K at the end, is a type of sexual activity used in magical rituals or otherwise religious or spiritual pursuits.
So it's sense, not feeling.
Well, one practicing sex magic is using sexual arousal or the orgasm with visualization of with a desired result. So it's like making a wish. It's like, have you ever considered my cock as a genie?
The amount of wishes I've left out my hand, fucking hell.
Rub it 3 times and make a wish. Yeah. Because basically, this is what they say. It's like the orgasm is like you're tapping into this raw sort of energy. You're tapping into your spirituality and this mystical sort of power. The endorphins.
That's a kind of good way
it's
of
fucking
thinking
science.
about it.
It's basically all this endorphins rushing to your brain.
It's like you're touching your soul.
Okay, kind of.
Maybe.
Yeah. You know, the idea being that, like, you know, Crowley thinks that this is an idea that it increases his power levels, almost like fucking like Dragon Ball Z. He's going Super Saiyan.
He's on fucking.
He's like, he wants to go, Kamehameha, whatever it is, like one of those. Kamehameha. I was one of those fucking Japanese fucking animes.
And if he's on something already, let's say a bit of acid, and then he's had a little more boost.
He was probably opiumed up to fuck. But,
and then had a massive boost. He must have been fucking.
Yeah, it's using your sexual energy, and that can kind of, like, you know, make all your dreams come true. But magic.
Tantric sex.
Well, so the earliest known practice of the teaching of sex magic was in the Western world, at least, was in the 19th century, and it was an American occultist. Let me get this right. Partial Beverly Randolph, and this was in 1825. Well, he was born 1825 to 1875. Son of a West Virginian farmer. And a slave mother. He was a well-known spiritualist and generally influenced the work of English scholars.
So he was there around about the same time then?
Yeah.
So it was roughly the start of it.
So he kind of used sex magic. So as per him, the moment one reaches an orgasm is the most intense and the most powerful experience a human can have in his life. As well as sneezing. He left sneezing
and her life.
And her life. For that moment, the soul suddenly opens to the divine realm and breathes in God is in, and your breath of God is infused. He said, "True sex power is God power." So. But this is the thing. Have you ever actually, like, you know, thought of anything other than, oh shit, I'm having an orgasm when having an orgasm?
Yeah, and you'd be doing genie power, not God power.
Oh, I hope I get that raise. I hope I get the raise. I hope I get the raise.
Why would you be thinking you boss when you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like no one. It's like, but if you could slip in a
payroll
wish,
woman,
slip in a wish every time you ejaculate. That'd just be like, see how many of them come true. If there's something to this, mate, I want in.
I lost fucking millions, mate.
One Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You should have wanked more.
Oh, no, yeah.
I mean,
money left my hands.
So sex magic is a thing.
Wow.
I mean, Aleister Crowley stumbled upon this organically, right? And the OTO, they basically were like, yeah, man, you did, yeah. How did you know?
So I suppose that's why like these Illuminati parties and stuff like that are like orgies.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the thing, because, I mean, in the end, Aleister Crowley used to just organise magic shows that turned into orgies, and that was basically his hustle. Basically, that was what he carried on doing a lot of the time. Enough. There's quite a few places where he did actually do his, his parties.
Yeah.
There was, obviously, the bowl skiing house.
Oh, yeah.
But there was about...
Yeah, but they need more room than that. I would have thought with the amount of followers as well, and the amount of, like, because information goes both ways. So with the amount of people who have already been turned and questioning where he's got to actually try and find the answer for, because there's no answer there until someone asks the question.
Yes.
And then fucking with his mind that way as well.
Well, you've got the Abbey of Thelma, which is it? It's Thelema. Yeah, but this comes back to his the pentagrams and the religion as well, which is Thelma. So I think he's gone there because it's a spiritual home potentially of that religion.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the abbey there in Italy. In fact, there is a bit of information here. So Crowley's magic career came to its peak in a little Sicilian town for a small amount of money. His two lovers, their small children, and miscellaneous followers moved into a one-story house facing the Mediterranean Sea. They called it the Abbey. The common room was declared the ritual practice area.
And it was only basically it was like one room.
And held a scarlet magic circle. So was that just all his hussies?
Yeah, no one's allowed there anymore.
I mean, there's a photo here. It's pretty bleak. Then there was the Barroco do Inferno in Portugal, which is an open mouth cave, which apparently he used to kind of frequent. His friend's poet Fernando Presto handed Cromwell's suicide note in a newspaper.
Is a doorway there?
So he killed himself there.
Is there a doorway there though?
Well, maybe like an entrance to the cave, but only at like low tide or whatever. It does look pretty kind of like you could get in there. To be honest, maybe there's more.
No,
caves
I mean a doorway to the Devil's Pit.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Or a Stargate.
A Stargate would be cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then, another one of Crowley's magical retreats was in Hyde Park, New York.
All right.
In what's this called? Esopus Island.
Esopus Island.
Esopus Island. So ESOPUS. And it's one of his places. He spent 40 days there and 40 nights. Allah Jesus Christ. On a tiny island off the Hudson River. His mission was translating the Tu Chai Ching, a 4th century Chinese philosophy's text.
Right.
So he was a pretty interesting guy, I suppose. I mean, he was into some mad shit. I mean, but what was that text? What did the text teach him? It must have been important if he's going to spend 40 days and 40 nights there. Then
that sounds a bit religious, that as well. Like, rain 40 days, 40 nights.
You got Crowley's magical retreat in Hampshire, New Hampshire in America. This was in the 1916. Crowley spent 4 months at his home in basically this was owned by a medium, Aveline Adams. So he called it he's like a magical retirement.
Okay, now.
But he didn't take a break from the cocaine, the heroin, and the sex magic while he was there. No. He totally got on board with that.
In his head up.
And read several books about astrology.
Right, so he's an astrologist as well.
It was just about anything really in it. Then you've got obviously his main house, which was steeped in darkness for a long before Crowley moved in. The manor was allegedly built on top of ancient ruins in the 10th century. The ruins of a church that burnt to the ground during a service, killing the Congress inside.
Fucking hell.
So that's why there's this sort of haunted vibe about the place.
Yeah.
And that was just even before Crowley even moved in. So, maybe that's why he felt it was a great place, but why it was a good place to be able to summon.
Yeah, because it was already open.
Well, think about it. It seems like it's an old church, 10th century church that burnt to the ground, killing the congregation. Yeah. Right. Then that's kind of like pretty hollow ground, isn't it? I mean, and if he can kind of starts doing all these moody rituals on the land.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what his whole idea was.
I can see that.
Well, firstly, there's a lot of other stuff went on there. Firstly, Crowley's housekeeper's 2 children died mysteriously and abruptly. Crowley also bragged that one of his employees on the estate had abstained from alcohol, but then got drunk and attempted to murder his entire family.
Well, I can believe that. I can believe at least one outrage.
There was also the army major who owned the house who committed suicide by shotgun.
Ah, was it suicide?
Yeah, and then obviously, like we said, Jimmy Page spent very little time at the estate. Instead, he bequeathed it to a friend who didn't mind taking it over, but heard creaks, groans, and various ghostly noises and saw apparitions.
Yeah.
So went, fuck this, and bailed.
Off.
Yeah, there you go. So, well, have we got any more? Is there any more? But there's the last one here, yeah. It's the last one, which is 36 Blythe Road in London.
All right.
Yeah, so this is where he probably spent most of his kind of like his time. Yeah, so this is where he was when he was in the Order of the Golden Dawn. So yeah, I think that's kind of one of basically his 1900 address.
Right. I see.
Well, there you go.
I mean, all over the place,
seriously, the guy's moved about. But we're not here to find out where he's, he's A to Z of Crowley houses.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think we have kind of give a bit more tonight, so I feel like we have to move on. We might actually come back to Aleister Crowley because he is quite an interesting dude.
Yeah,
I think
there's still more.
What do you think
him.
to all the sex magic-y stuff? Because I found like you were interested in the chaos magic stuff that when we is this because I think like anything that offers you an answer to a problem with not much effort is an appealing thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, so,
but it's a kind of thing like a straight road, like chaos magic.
Because didn't chaos magic have an involve masturbation and like sex and all the rest of it as well? So could it be one in the same thing? Is chaos magic like just not normal? Like,
well, yeah, I a few times when you were going through it, that I was thinking, yeah, possibly, but then I think it's just another like little version of it, because like the chaos magic was like, forget all the obstacles in your way, which everyone, doesn't matter who you are, will have an obstacle in your way to doing something, and you bypass it and just go straight for it. No regrets on anything
well, he definitely didn't have any regrets. Do what you like, do what you will.
A lot of fun by the sound of things.
He could have managed to take that. I know we were joking at the top of the show, but I mean, if you watch that video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It was way up Crowley Street.
Yeah.
But he did manage a band called the Ragged Ragtime Girls.
The Ragged Ragtime Girls.
Did a tour of Russia. That was about it.
That was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, bunch of girls there, all ragtiming it away. Pretty good. I was trying to find some of the music, but I really couldn't find anything. But I mean, what do you think to the do what thy will sort of attitude? Do you not think it's... I said this to you in the car actually earlier. It's kind of like is like that nowadays. It seems like this is my truth. This is I'm doing me.
Yeah.
I'm living my best life. Right? Isn't that just the same sort of mantra as, do what you want, do what you will? I mean, it does seem...
But again, there's still stuff in the way.
It has a bit of, like, it does kind of lean to there's no consequences. Yeah. But, again, from a man who's trying to summon demons and the devil, obviously had a strong religious sort of... Regardless of whether it was for the good or the bad, if you believe in Satan... Yeah, you are religious. I don't care what you're saying, right?
Well,
you are
free life,
right. You're just leaning towards a different angle on religion, but you are still religious. You can't have one without the other. And if you're a Satanist, you've got to admit that God exists, right? So, as somebody who is trying to lean towards like the devil and Satanism and kind of ritual, rituals to bring on demons and stuff, right? That suggests to me that he's a religious guy, right? And to have that mantra of do what thy will, right? That leans in towards there's no consequence. So if there's no consequence, then that means there's no punishment, right? So if there's no punishment, that means there's no afterlife punishment, right? Because there's no consequences. I can do what I want. Yeah, but that's a very bad thing. That's, obviously in society, knowing that there's no consequences means that you can go and do what the fuck you want. There's no consequence. There's no eternal consequences.
Maybe consequences while doing it, but
and that's a scary notion. But I mean, again, I feel like we're
I
halfway
sort of do
there.
like the freedom kind of thing.
But we're halfway there in that respect. I feel like in a weird sort
we're
of
going
way.
backwards at the minute. I think
In a weird sort of way,
Control.
we're there in the sense that like society doesn't want to be as kind of conformed as it used to be, as kind of pigeonholed. Whereas Aleister Crowley was a rebel and a wicked guy for being a bit goth. Right, wearing black cloaks all the time and stuff. Right. Then fair play. I mean, don't agree with a lot of his shit. I mean, there was some bits in his books that are very anti-Semitic. There's some bits in his books that are fucking just potty as anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, so again, he's an interesting guy. I'd like to research a bit more on him. If I feel like we've got enough that we can do another episode, we will definitely do it. I feel like, we'll work on it.
We'll have a look.
But alternatively, let us know what you think. If we've left anything out that was interesting or was worth a note or anything like that, then get on to us. Send us an email at neverstraightanswer@gmail.com or hit us up over on the website. We've got a contacts page there. It's super easy.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to hearing from you.
Oh, yeah.
As always.
Come on.
We got some thanks from the chap who sent in the ghost story we covered on the 200th episode. He said, thank you very much for including it. And no worries, mate.
Yeah, no problem.
Happy to oblige.
We are.
We're always happy to hear from you. So if you've got a comment or, an episode idea, or maybe you want to be a guest on the episode, send us an email. We'll be happy to speak to you on that one.
We will.
Sweet. Yeah, well, anyway, we've got to move on with the show because, otherwise we'll just end up being you just end up watching this Take That video all night, oh, yeah.
You love it.
We'll just get demonetized otherwise. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, just fucking what's with the jelly? Come on, guys.
What, you want more or less?
Because you can do what you like. No need to spank me.
Oh, my.
Do what you like.
See what I got to deal with?
Thank Aleister Crowley. Butt magic. Anyway, he's got the butt magic going on. Right, we've got the news.
We have.
Have you experienced butt magic? Can you...
Butt magic news.
Butt magic news. Right, we're going in for the butt magic news, right. It's the news. Hashtag butt magic. It's got to get a hashtag, hasn't it? Well, news. It's been an interesting week. We've got plenty of news for you tonight. Yeah. We have normal, just your standard events. Yeah. Some Kanye news.
Yes.
And NASA news. So, hang on to your socks.
Or your tie.
Well, Florida man has been arrested whilst trying to...
What?
He was trying to conceal... Right, hang on. Let me get my bearings right. So a Florida man's been arrested whilst trying to conceal a stolen semi-truck.
How not?
I was trying to get my words out. He was trying to spray paint it a different colour. You know, like smart. In GTA, where you go and spray paint a truck. And it's like, oh, they'll never catch me now. All your stars disappear and you drive off into the sunset. Yeah. Well, this isn't the case.
Cannonball Run.
For this guy who tried spray painting his pay and spray when he says can't find a pay and spray when you need one. So they were spray painting the truck basically to try and remove any sort of distinguishing logo, brands on it or whatever.
Yeah, just keep the colour, get rid of the brands.
Got caught. Yeah, semi truck was valued over 280,000. The original colour was pink.
Oh, well, no wonder it fucking stood out.
Yeah, and they were trying to spray paint it a tractor red, but the original colour shone through when the deputies made an arrest.
Easy eye on it.
Yeah, they went red-handed,
literally.
Whoa. So anyway,
the paint didn't dry.
Devastation. I've got this other story. Other story? Yeah.
Was it about a cow?
It is.
Hey.
Yeah. So this is, but it's pretty tragic actually, right?
Oh, beef burger.
Well, a vegan activist, was arrested.
Yeah.
Well, they're getting arrested all the time at the moment, but a vegan activist was arrested on Tuesday for allegedly shouting, "Animals are not food" in Red Square. He was American.
He was American?
Yeah, so he was arrested in Moscow for taking a cow for a walk. The vegan activist was arrested on Tuesday.
In Moscow?
In Moscow, yeah.
No
so
wonder.
a US citizen was arrested for walking a cow through Red
US.
Square in Moscow, according to local media. So Aleister Day, who is a vegan and a vegetarian, animal rights activist, as well as,
Yeah. Who's now going to be used and abused for politician
was walking on
reasons.
Red Square using a calf as a visual propaganda and shouting the slogan, animals are not food, which is fair enough. She's got a right to say what she wants, but then
There's a war going
turned
on.
a bit fucking weird when she got arrested.
Yeah.
She's never been seen since.
Yeah.
The court said she was fined 20,000 rubles, which is equivalent to 261 euros.
Is that it?
I mean, she was, for walking a cow?
Yeah, but
That's a lot.
But with what's going on, I thought there'd be a bit
Alright, I'll
more
charge
to
you
it.
£162 for walking your dog, and you'd be like, what?
I'm not going to do that in an enemy's territory, though.
Well, exactly, yeah. I'm not going to be walking
Yeah,
around Red Square, am I, with, me...
Giving me ammunition to use me as cannon fodder for the war effort.
She said she bought the calf and named it Dr. Cow.
It's not no more.
So that it wouldn't be eaten, and I decided to take him for a walk on such a beautiful day in a beautiful place and show him the country.
The country. Right, yeah, I'll show you town. Yeah, it's nice down
She
there.
said I just wanted to show Dr. Cow the Red Square. That was all. The vegetarian activist or the vegan activist said in her defence, adding that she didn't regret her actions. Well, I'm not surprised. She said she was Jersey born.
Well, no
Not
one's
the cow.
Has
Not the
anyone
cow.
heard from her since?
Yeah, she's back.
She's back,
home.
right.
But yeah, she made headlines in 2019 when she was living in London.
Yeah.
When she kept a pig in a flat.
Fucking hell, man.
So she's got a bit of a thing for livestock, hasn't she? She's
Why
like,
are we letting these people in? That's
she's
the
in
question.
Russia, isn't she? Was she defected? Do you think?
No, but she
Well,
could
what's
be
she
used
doing?
as cannon fodder for.
What's she doing in
the
Russia?
talks. Well, she might have moved to Russia
Well, a bit-
just
anyway,
before the shit went down.
Have you got any news?
I have. How
Give us some
about
news.
world record breaking new dog, 30 years old?
Well, that's
Neil?
not a new dog.
Well, it's a dog.
That's an old dog.
That's an old there's a new record for an old dog.
That's what I was going to say, because that sounds like a new dog. I want a new one. I want a puppy. It's like a new puppy's coming out 30 years old straight away. Like, nah.
That would be weird. Hey, it wouldn't surprise me with the way the fucking scientists are messing about with our genes.
Oh, yeah. It's like a puppy or a dog that's got Benjamin Button syndrome, and then you get it, and it's like an old dog, so it doesn't do much. But then as it gets older, it gets younger, and then all of a sudden it's a puppy.
Oh, like a Benjamin Button.
That's what I said, like a bit of a Benjamin
yeah.
Button type situation.
Hey, yeah, well.
What do you reckon to that?
Well,
Would you buy one of those?
No, I wouldn't like that, actually.
Comes out like some nasty dog
Yeah,
with
nah.
alopecia and horrible moles.
And you
stuff.
got to go back where you come from. Nah, mate. Alec Baldwin.
Oh, what about Alec Baldwin?
He's been charged now for the shooting of the lady on this film that he was making.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, they're putting charges on him. But I think, if I'm right, it's
should have been a bit more
18
careful.
months.
Should have been a bit careful with that gun. They should have checked it. There's a lot of things that went
Well, he
wrong
said he
with
didn't
that.
fire it, but he did.
Well, there's lies there then.
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly. He was trying to cover himself up there, but we weren't there. We're probably not going to hear the whole story. So it's down to the jury to decide on what goes on there. But about time something happened there.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens there, because I mean, it was an interesting case. I mean, like the Baldwins, like generally get in trouble for this, that, and the
little
other,
minor
don't they? A
things,
lot of the
yeah.
time, but interesting one.
is.
I found this story, right? See what you make of this, right? So on a winter's day in 1984, a briefcase stuffed with classified documents showed up in a building in Pittsburgh by someone who most certainly wasn't supposed to have them.
Oh shit!
Right,
Who had him?
this someone
Spy?
was a 13-year-old kid,
Spy.
a young girl, who took the papers to school for show and tell.
Oh shit!
Right, didn't know what they were. Yeah. She was in her 8th grade class, so she took these papers in, and then the dad found them. Apparently the dad found them in a Cleveland hotel room several years earlier.
Oh.
Right? So the dad's found them. They've ended up in the house. He's took them as a souvenir, right? Yeah, of being in Cleveland, of all places.
Classified information.
Like, hey, do you know what will remind me of this trip?
I'll nick that.
These classified documents.
Yeah.
I think I'll take those. Basically it shows a lot of classified stuff.
What? I want to know what, though.
Well, they were misleading state secrets by the Trump and Biden administrations. The schoolgirl. So basically, I'm just trying to pick it out now. So yeah, it was basically documents regarding the.
Trump and Biden.
No, it was similar stuff, but it was like misleading classified documents that related to the Jimmy Carter administration. They were basically used to prepare for debate with Republican rival Ronald Reagan in Cleveland in 1980.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, that could have actually changed history.
Maybe.
Because Reagan might not have got in.
Well, yeah, if they basically
it.
found those documents and that worked, that sort of propaganda worked.
Spooky.
And maybe this guy.
See, little things like that can change history.
Too right.
Just little things, you know what I mean? It's like it's mad.
Got any history-changing news?
I have China's spy balloon. Yeah.
Stop spying on us, China. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Sending big balloons up? We'll just pop them.
I believe there's 2 of them.
We will pop them. What did we do to it?
Fired a rocket at it yesterday. Yeah. Knocked the fucker down.
We popped it then.
Right at this minute, the US Navy are looking for the object. But I would have thought if it was a Chinese spy that you would have some kind of detonator.
We'll just get a report from China
it.
going, nah, man, it was just a weather balloon. It was just swamp gas from fucking Venus, mate.
Well, yeah.
It was nothing.
That's funny, actually, because of it was spotted as a UFO.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to see this big silver spaceship thing in the sky and think, yeah, that does look like a UFO. I'm not going to lie. It does actually kind of look like one.
Yeah, but I believe there may be a second one over there. But apparently they are innocent weather balloons from private people, not the government.
Wait a minute. You can't call something a spy balloon 1 minute and then call it a harmless weather balloon
the US
the next.
is calling them spy plumes.
Spy balloons.
Yeah, spy balloons.
I prefer balloons.
They must have a reason for doing that because there must be some kind of signal coming off it that communicates through certain wavelengths, so they know what it's for. Certain wavelengths can be used for atmosphere checking, but anything higher could be something else.
Right.
You know
okay.
What I mean?
It's a lot of mad shit going on. People are being very careless.
Yeah. But then again, now it's showing to the American people that China are on the bad side, and that like things are opening up. Yet China actually needs
because they sent
the
up
West.
a balloon. What happened to the fake moons that they were going to put up?
The what?
The fake moons.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. Yeah,
I can't remember if they were going to do that, when they're going to do it, or if they have actually.
They should have done it by now.
Maybe I would have thought they'd done it by now.
Bullshit, innit?
Like I say, people are too careless. This story is relating to a tiny but dangerous radioactive capsule.
Oh, right.
That has been found in Western Australia. So, has anyone lost a vial of plutonium? Is it Marty McFly and his time machine? Is it Doc going, oh, we're out of plutonium, I lost it on the fucking highway in Australia?
You know what? With a small amount being lost, could it be some kind of experiment for like that kind of stuff?
Time travel
Could it
car?
be from someone who has actually time travelled through?
Oh, and that's the only bit that didn't travel with him. Well, authorities in Western Australia said on Wednesday they'd found a tiny capsule containing radioactive material that went missing during transport last month. So he's been sat on the highway for a month.
Yeah.
Fucking
How
hell.
many animals probably
I'm not being funny, but aren't Australia really like finicky about all that type of stuff getting into the ecosystem?
Well, yeah, but they're not that panicky because in the centre of Australia there is a hole and it's been bounded.
Throw it in a hole.
Yeah, and that is where nuclear waste is going to be dropped into.
Can I just ask? We've not really mentioned a hole again in the show.
You know what? At the beginning of the show, you said well. So that's a hole.
Oh, right, as well.
Yeah.
I suppose Aleister Crowley's Butt Magic considers being
that's
an
a
episode
hole. Yeah,
about a hole.
Yeah,
I might put it in the
We've got some
playlist.
about holes in this place.
I'll put it in the playlist.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, what do you reckon? What do you reckon it was?
If it was a sample drops off, possibly, but if you were going to transport it, you'd transport it in bigger samples.
They found about 2 meters from the side of the road. So I mean, it wasn't. I mean,
could be saying that because someone nicked a bit.
What happened? Yeah, and they've just kind of recovered it
and just record.
Well, what happens if, like,
info.
this glass vial or whatever it's kept in, this capsule, is on the road and it's run over by a vehicle?
Be all right.
Well, how do we know?
They're built to stand.
How do we know that it was? It
might be
they say it's radioactive material, but I mean,
yeah. Well,
what the fuck does that mean?
This is it. I mean, someone could have picked it up and then come the next Superman.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Talking about fucking biological terrorism.
Oh yeah.
Got this story about sushi terrorists.
Oh, right.
A wave. This is like, becoming a problem now. There's a serial sushi terrorism problem, that's gripping China, and specifically Japan. Yeah, and its restaurants.
Yeah.
Right. So have you ever been to a sushi bar, a sushi restaurant?
No, I'm not.
You know
really
what one
picking
looks like, though, don't you?
Yeah.
And it comes around on a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Now in Manchester, like Yo Sushi, they put these little domes on so you can still see what the food is, but nobody can tamper with it.
Yeah, and then if you want it, you pick it out.
Doesn't seem like they do that in Japan.
Right.
Because one place is under a police investigation as customers were finding sushi had been tampered with.
Naughty.
As a prank, basically, people kind of putting stuff on the sushi, or like, I don't know, a bit of wasabi or whatever, I don't know, a bit too much soy sauce. I don't know. Several acts have been what's called sushi terrorism. I think there's a bit much. Do you know what I mean?
Just a bit. Just a
bit. These sushi terrorists have emerged on Twitter and other social medias in recent days, although apparently some date back for weeks and even years.
Fucking hell.
So this is a problem in Japan. This is first world problems.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you ever been a victim of sushi terrorism? Let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Have you got any news?
Do you know, though? How would you know?
Are you a sushi terrorist yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you? Possibly. I mean, what's the equivalent in England? Is that like, screwing off the salt lid a little? So, like, when you come to pour salt on your chips, the lid falls off and you just get loads of salt on your chips. Is that the equivalent in the UK of a chip shop terrorist? or a greasy spoon,
just falls out.
A greasy spoon terrorism fucking case.
Yeah, you used to be able to do it back then.
You couldn't you? You'd literally leave the salt and pepper on the table. You could unscrew it a little and fuck people's days up. Yes, you could.
Oh, yeah.
It's the equivalent. I feel that is the equivalent.
Yeah, I think it's just
some cheeky little bastard Japanese people going, I'm going to put more wasabi on this one. Fucking watch his face.
Yeah. He said no musabi, but you give it me anyway.
It's a prank until he dies of cardiac arrest because he's allergic.
Yeah, allergic to nuts. Yeah.
Anyway.
Mushrooms or something like that.
Moving on.
The princess of...
Go on, where's she from?
Philippines.
All right.
Has been put into a coma 3 weeks ago.
Self-induced coma? Like, did she go, put me in a coma?
No.
I am not ready for this world yet.
She had a injection of for the jab 23 days ago, and 23 days, and then all of a sudden she just fell into a coma. Now,
no way.
Yeah, so the doctors and that turned round and stated that it was some infection.
I'm interested to think, has anybody out there had like health problems since having the jab? No, I'm interested if you have, personally, get in touch, because I'd be interested in finding out firsthand off people if that is the case, you know, and what sort of things you felt of kind of, you know, you've not got over, whether it be long COVID or you've had another condition come on because you feel it's since you've had the jab. Whatever, get in touch.
And it was actually Thailand's princess that it happened to.
Was it a prince?
Well, no. What's coming back now is that because she's fell into that coma, there's the king's obviously I want to know what the fuck's going on here.
Oh yeah, it's always the way when it's somebody influential or rich or powerful. It's like, shit, mate, I want answers. It's like, if that was me, nobody would bat an eyelid. They just just died.
It might be the start of God answering against the companies that have given the injection.
Happens.
Well, the king's actually now got told the truth, and they believe it was because of the injection. So he's now turning around, and all the contracts that he signed with pharmaceutical people who brought these drugs into the country, he's actually going to turn that round, and actually everything that the government spent, they want that money back. Plus, that means they can be sued from every person within the country.
Well, to be
that's
fair,
the first
it's like
country
one of
that's going to
those
do
where
it.
it's like, you know, we kind of said it, haven't we? Where it's like, well, how many do you need to have before you're cured?
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
yeah.
That's what
they
I
don't
thought
know
a
we were
vaccine was. Anyway,
we're test subjects.
We've done stories tonight about cows in Moscow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done stories about other animals. What other animal did we do?
Fish.
Sushi,
Yeah.
Well, going from that to this, this is the director of the zoo in Mexico.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Who was a bit stuck for something to rustle up for his dinner.
Yeah.
So had 4 of its 10 pygmy goats cooked up as a New Year's feast.
Oh, naughty.
Is that me? Or I mean, is like
That's
are zoo animals off limits?
I would have thought so.
If they're in a zoo, then they're off limits, aren't they? You can't cook zoo animals.
Yeah, but if it died of
no,
natural
4 out of
causes,
10, like on the same day.
That's
probably not natural causes.
Well, then you got to question how hungry are the people who were there.
It draw. Yeah, I mean, if we're getting like to a point where we're starving and we're like,
zoo animals are going to get
zoo animals are on the table.
Everything's on the table
when we're all going
dog.
out for a hunt
down
to London Zoo to fucking get a woolly mammoth or whatever.
All you got to think about is Russia in the beginning of the 20th century.
I feel like, but I mean, these Jurassic Park type shit happening all the time, right? You know, where I remember in Jurassic Park when they put the goat out for the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I always felt really bangers for the goat because I thought, he's gonna get eaten in a minute, right?
Oh yeah.
And they got 10 of them,
yeah.
So I mean, 4, you still got 6. That's an attraction. I'm trying to just work out the logic of his thinking.
Sell them to another zoo so you get money so then you can feed the animals.
No, what you need to do is you need to sell them to somebody else, so they're off your plate as a zoo animal, and then once they're off your plate as a zoo animal, when the guy shows up with all these steaks, you don't have to worry about where they came from. It's just like...
Yeah, but surely they've got to be someone cataloguing which are zoo animals and which are, where
I
did
get
they go?
you. I feel you. I'm just saying, like, is it that bad in Mexico that they need to eat zoo animals on the table? Like we've just said about, like, if it gets that bad here, we'd go there, wouldn't we? Like, it's just the... I mean, the vegans wouldn't be too happy about it. Piers Morgan would probably pull up a chair.
Well, they can starve to fucking death then, can't they? Go and eat a flower.
They got tofu.
Yeah.
Got, imported avocados.
Yeah, only for so long. You know what I mean? But, fresh meat, that can last a while. You don't need to kill them straight away.
We're talking about woolly mammoths and stuff, but the CIA
Oh, yeah.
Now, I've got a beef with this. Hey,
Yeah,
I got a
yeah.
venison. I got a fucking...
I got a KFC for it.
I got a KFC for this one, right? CIA are funding a mission to reincarnate the dodo bird.
With pigeons.
This is
Fucking stupid.
questions upon questions, right? So why, firstly, does the CIA have an interest in dodos?
They have an interest in all sorts.
It's
but
like when they
generally,
just
dodgy
sat in the
shit.
office kicking a ball of
gotta be
tape
dodgy.
around, going, guys, I mean, we've not done much for a while. People are starting to lose faith in the CIA. It's like, we brainwashed
Lost that years ago.
Have we brainwashed anyone recently? Assassinated any dictators?
Yeah.
What have we been doing?
Help drug the people.
I know. Well, now they've been fucking taking the drugs themselves by the sounds of it, because they've just decided to try and bring back the dodo bird. The woolly mammoths, who knows what's next? I don't know. But
Chicken.
you said that they're trying to cross them with pigeons.
Right, yeah. So what they've been allowed to do now is legally mess around with the genomes of the animal to try and transfer. But what they're going to do is they're going to create monsters as well. Because basically they're going to take
this is
one
the
by
problem.
one.
This is the problem with any sort of genetic experiment like that, because if you don't know what you're trying to achieve, or if you've got an idea what you need to achieve, yeah, right? But it's like that Cronenberg episode of Rick and Morty, where he's like that going, oh yeah, a bit of a vole and a bit of this, that'll make human again, like, trust me on it. And he's like, and then he ends up mixing a load of this and a load of that, and he's saying, don't worry about it, that'll equal to normal humanity in the end. And he ends up Cronenberging everybody, and they all turn into fucking monsters, right? Yeah. In every sci-fi movie where they've ever kind of done a genetic experiment, it always ends up where they made a hideous mistake, and they unleash something that they weren't supposed to.
But they can say that a lot of mistakes that they've done, that something could
You've
come
got to
out
have
of
a
it.
real fucking like heart of stone to do that job. I mean, we were talking a couple of months back about creating brain cells in a jar or in a petri dish, right? Which they've actually done. Yeah. And in that respect, it's like, well, when it becomes sentient or conscious, is that now not a thinking, living life form? And have I got the front to kill it, basically, as a scientist?
Well,
if you create life and it's not exactly what you expected, and you don't create the dodo, you create something fucking else, then it's like, do you have the nerve to
kill it? Yeah, well, there's no doubt an easy system for, the lactate.
Stick it in the incinerator.
Yeah, just throw it in there, it'll be all right.
Yeah, well, they're using a chicken host and pigeon, so on this one, which sounds promising. I don't know how they managed to get to that. It's like, that is so Rick and Morty. It's like, we're going to stick a bear pigeon, but it's super CIA as well, to be honest.
But why are you going to bring back something that was already dying out?
We are going to
put
the mind of a chimpanzee in the brain of a human.
Well, it had no wing. It couldn't fly. It was
you said
naked.
You said this earlier. They weren't naked. They were feathered birds. There was a flightless bird, but it was a feathered bird. And the reason why they're extinct is because they were so easy to catch.
Yeah,
for
and
that
they were
respect.
shit to eat as well, apparently.
Well, you said they were shit to eat. How were they shit to eat? If they must have been delicious.
No,
they must have been.
I know they got all
That's why there's none left.
But that's why spices were introduced.
Wow.
Spice, you spice it up. Yeah, you're gonna eat shit off a carpet. You know what I mean? It's one of them.
Well, I wouldn't. But
if you were starving enough, you would.
Well, they're
you'd have a little
basically
go, a little nibble on the nut.
They were trying to recreate the dodo.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a mistake, and I don't think it's the CIA's responsibility. No. And I feel like I just don't understand. I just don't understand why the CIA's involved.
Don't understand the CIA straight
Surely
off.
you should be like, plotting, like, trying to find terrorists or something. You don't do genetics.
Well, they do.
I've seen family. I've seen American Dad.
You seen American Dad?
Yeah. Well, they do. Well, Klaus is the product of a CIA experiment, isn't he? I suppose.
Yeah, true.
Any news from and not only me, but the listeners as well. Thrill us.
Thrill ya?
Thrill
I've got
me.
space news.
Is that all you've got?
Yeah.
I've got loads.
Oh.
Well, I've got this actual Sheldon Cooper kid.
Right.
So this is a Pennsylvanian boy who is 9 years old and one of the youngest ever people to graduate high school at 9 years old. So the 9-year-old boy from Pennsylvania who loves science and computers has become one of the youngest ever high school graduates and has already started accumulating some credits towards his college degree.
See?
Little genius.
Well, the kids pick the computers up.
They
so
do,
easy.
they don't they? I mean, like, it reminds me of that kid out of Heroes, the one who can go up to computers and go blah, 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 blah,
oh, yeah.
and talk to him.
Yeah.
Gee, it's funny that, isn't it? Do you remember the kid off Lost as well? Like, you know,
Oh, I've never seen it.
It's like the age up in one series, so it's like they'll film one series, you'll get through that, and then by the next series they've like aged about 6 years and gone from being cute to like teenagers, lanky
Little
teenagers. Yeah. So I think that kid was one of them in that what I was talking about, Heroes. I thought that was a nice story.
Yeah.
It's always nice when you hear, like, you know, the thingy of the human condition. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's the word? I think he did a bit of it. Fucking evolving. That's the one. Talking about heroes. The evolution of the human condition.
Yeah.
And when a 9-year-old getting his school, yeah, of course it is. At the end of the day, yeah, that's how evolution works, right? You get the occasion. No, I'm not. I'm talking about what you believe. Yeah, I'm talking about in this model. Yeah, right. This is how that theory works, right? By introducing one or two people who are way above the curve, right, and out of the strongest to survive and the survival of the fittest. Those guys will go, well, I'm pretty intelligent, and everyone else doesn't challenge me, so therefore I'm going to try and find someone who's as intelligent as me or is my equal, right, to mate with, right? Now, what are the chances of those two super intellects having a dumbass kid? Not very much. The problem is there's too many dumbass kids having dumbass kids. Yeah. So the numbers don't balance up. But you get more brainy people meeting brainy people. Than
but it's good for the Darwin Awards, isn't it?
It is totally. But you know what I'm saying? Like, in this instance, then that's a step in the right direction for evolution, in my opinion. But we'll go over that another time.
Short term,
There's a ghost ship that's going to be sunken. Off the high seas of Brazil.
Okay.
And the Brazilian Navy, say it's haunted. But I don't understand why they're going to send all the ghosts to Davy Jones' locker.
Help the fishes, innit?
I think it is actually like an aircraft carrier.
Oh, big.
So it's a big bugger, yeah. So an aircraft carrier that was once a formidable flagship is now nothing but a floating hunk of scrap. I'd have that. Can I have that, please? Whoever owns that.
Are you going to bring it here?
Well, no, I'm just going to keep it where it is. I'll visit. I'll just go and live on that. We can just turn it into our base of operations. Just live off it. We can build shops.
Build shops, right?
It's big enough. It's a fucking. It's an aircraft carrier.
But there's got to be reasons why they're going to sink the fuck up.
No,
we've got a few holes in the bay.
We'll declare it. We can just moor it somewhere.
Yeah, but then
we can just get what do they get off the canals? Do you know when you get when you moor it, where you you just get sort of pay?
Pay
a couple of quid, don't you?
Yeah, but that's a big boat, so it costs more than a couple of quid. Something like what?
Well, if you want to subscribe on Patreon, you know what to do. Get over to Patreon and you can help us afford an aircraft carrier, which is about to be sunken by the Brazilians.
Yeah,
anyway,
quick before they sink it.
So they said no, we got to sink it.
It won't float over there.
So it's massive, mate. It's a 60-year-old naval carrier though, so it probably does need a bit of repair.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You are right.
Well, let the nature do its job. Send it to the Pacific. Let it sink.
Just let it sink, innit?
Yeah. Just take all the oil and shit out of it so it doesn't fucking corrode anything, any nasty shit into the ocean.
Well, fair play.
Cool.
Got one last story on normal news before we move on. Instagram model goes viral. So an Instagram model goes viral doesn't sound too extra out of the ordinary, does it?
No.
But no, this is when her breast implant exploded.
Oh shit!
Yeah, she was showing off her 38J boobies.
Not no more.
When her implant popped.
Fucking hell.
And that sounds horrible.
Yeah,
imagine.
It's painful as well.
Do you know what? I mean, all this sort of kind of plastic surgery, right? When I see people having all this cosmetic surgery with the lips plumping in and, like, you know, filler under their eyes and all the rest of it.
Bum lifted.
Do you not think that it doesn't look attractive?
Well,
it kind of looks proper fake. And is that a look people want to go for?
They're going for the Barbie and the Ken, aren't they?
It doesn't look like Barbie or Ken, though.
More men are actually doing it than women. It's a growing foundation for men now. Well, for quite a bit, actually.
Okay, is there anything that you'd have done if you, if you were...
I'm perfect, man.
Well, I'd like to say so myself, do you know what I mean? But, if there was if somebody said...
Yeah.
You could have laser eye surgery or hair transplant or anything like that. Is there anything that you think, oh, do you know what? I'll probably have that.
You know what? I'll probably have a couple of fresh teeth in the back. That'd be about it.
Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah. I wouldn't even say that would constitute as like cosmetic surgery, is it? It's just dental hygiene.
Yeah. Well, that'd be it.
Being able to chew.
Get some fresh ones because I wreck the bastards.
Fair enough. I don't think maybe a bit of like one of those Botox tighten me up a bit. I don't know.
With that fucking poison in your face.
Stick a bit of poison in my face.
Don't forget.
I want to be able to look like I'm smiling when I'm frowning. And
these little things have come in over the last like 20 years. Slowly they've been gradually, obviously a lot longer, but it's been building massively for over the last 20 years. And we still don't know the outcome of what will happen to the reaction later on.
Well, what, like if your boob pops?
Yeah.
Or if you're on a plane and your lips pop out?
You put Botox in yourself. Oh, you didn't realise. 40 years later,
your lips
you're
look
just going to die
3 times
like
the size of your face, woman, and look like they were put on in a hurry.
Yeah, it decides, right,
this is Aleister Crowley. I mean, this is what he was saying about his mate.
Because there's a lot of things that are not long term looked at. They're just looked at short term because it's a quick,
quick fix, exactly.
And quick money as well for some people.
I'm feeling you.
So just be careful if you're doing that kind of shit.
Well, yes,
there's a lot of dodgy shit.
Do that indeed. Kanye West news.
Oh, Kanye.
Kanye.
Mr. Kanye.
Well, Kanye, it's a long spirally winding road for Mr. West.
Oh, yeah.
Well, firstly, the other day there was reports of him attacking a fan when she was videoing him on a phone, and he allegedly walked over, snatched a phone, and then slammed it onto the ground, smashing it. She was like, well, you shouldn't be all up around here like a regular person if you weren't want me to film you, sort of attitude. Kanye lost it, and now he's got charges upon him.
Another one.
He's apparently abandoned his $2,200,000 home.
All right.
In LA, and it's been left for disrepair. Apparently, since he left Kim Kardashian, it's fallen into disrepair. Apparently he's moving to where was it? South Africa.
Oh.
He's decided he's moving to South Africa to start a new life.
Okay.
So, I mean, the saga continues. Apparently, his ex-law firm... Well, see, this makes no sense. Is it his ex-law firm because they've quit on him? So they're now his ex-law firm? Or is it like me going like, oh, yeah, I've got an ex-co-host who doesn't even work on the show anymore, and me saying, oh, we don't do this now because...
It could be that... Because if I believe it... I can't remember the way it goes, but in America it goes something like the lawyer can't quit for you, but you can sack him.
Yeah,
but
so
he has to go through all the.
Well, they've quit on him anyway, so yeah, the guy's basically it's all going wrong for Kanye.
It's proper turnaround.
Hey, Kanye West, it's all gone wrong for me.
Michael Jackson's gone on it. We need to find someone else.
Someone to pick on.
Yeah.
Oh, don't pick on him.
Well, he's a local clown.
I mean, I'm not going to pick on somebody who doesn't warrant picking on. And to be fair, he has kind of, draws bright on himself.
Yeah.
Not going to sugarcoat it.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, he has.
I mean, I saw Yeezys for like fucking giving them away the other day. They were like, "We don't want them. Take them. Do you want to?" They were giving them to the homeless guys.
Might be the worst thing they do. He might come back big and strong and project something.
Well,
better
there you
later
go.
on.
There's your Kanye news for this week. I don't know if we'll do another Kanye news. If he might,
see how naughty he goes next week.
See what happens if he does run off to South Africa or not. Or we'll find someone else to do a news on.
Snoop Lion did, so he might go.
See who's in the line.
Might do Kanye Lion and come back.
Kanye Line gonna show me where the line is. Where you got some news for me?
Yeah.
Come on then.
I have some space news.
Spacey space news.
Scientists, a few scientists now are coming up with a theory which I brought up ages ago, fucking years ago.
Because we're too on it.
Yeah.
You see, this is the thing, yeah, right? Can I just quickly say, because when I was listening to Aleister Crowley's book, I said this to you because I've got this theory about perception and how people see you and how many different versions of you exist just through people's perceptions of you, right? And I'm listening to the first chapter of this book of law, and this is what he's describing to me. And just like Aleister came to some sort of things on his own, organically, I felt like I went, totally agree with that. I totally thought of that. So yeah, go for it. You came up with this theory years ago. Go on.
I thought this years ago about how space. And the planets and the solar system. The solar system is like a single atom. Now they're looking into, is it possible that it is like an atom? It is an atom in the theory of if it was smaller.
Yeah, like you were talking about, like the quantum realm, and how
things have gone
Ant-Man
from
Quantumania
small.
coming in theaters soon.
Yeah, whatever's small is big.
Yeah,
massive.
totally. I mean, like we size is relative to us. We gather what's big as as a whole, because as a perceptional thing, say if we were giants, right, then everything would be scaled to our needs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like just because everything is built around us to our scale, that doesn't mean that that's the scale of the rest of the universe. In terms of what's going on outside of our planet could be fucking ridiculously massive scale compared to us. I mean, there could be entities or beings out there that are so much larger than us or so much smaller than us. That we can't comprehend them, or they live on totally different planes, or anything. There's so many things to comprehend with this. And
you won't watch Nope for that kind of thing.
You cannot judge anything outside of our planet when it comes to relative size and relative time. Right? Because they're both constructs that we've created to kind of benefit us on this planet.
This planet alone,
the rotations of this planet make a year or time. Do you know what I mean? It's so significant to us or specific to us that really, like I say, once you leave the planet, what we can perceive as direction, time, size, scale, all kind of is blown out of the window, because I mean, what we understand about physics, again, only is what we understand about the physics of Earth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, there we go.
So, we're going in that direction. They should have done it fucking years ago, because it was playing on the nose in front of my fucking face when I was thinking about it.
This is plain as the nose on your face.
And it's like, well, the comparison of it, especially when you have a look at models that they show on TV and that, and it's like, that looks like an atom. You know what I mean? It can be formed like an atom.
Like, in the same sense of, like, are we all just dust on the wind? It's like, a dust particle, a spherical object is nature's go-to.
Yeah.
Whether that be molecules, atoms, or anything. I feel like, that if you think about it too much, you'll hurt your head. Yeah, because you can't comprehend it. It's too much of a mind fuck, because, I mean, you're rather really big, right? In the grand scheme of things, we could be the giants to everything else, that we could encounter other life forms and none of them be as big as us.
Yeah.
We could encounter every other life form than the massive compared to us, and we're the hobbits of the story. Yeah, right. Oh, those earthlings are cute. That's why we don't go touching them, because they're so cute. Yeah.
Cute little things.
Right, cute little fucking just want to ruffle their hair. Yeah, right. I don't know, but we don't know. It's rather you think about it, whereas we're on one end of the scale or the other, or somewhere in the middle. Right. We take for granted by watching things like Star Trek and Star Wars and all the rest of it, where all the other life forms are humanoid with 2 arms, 2 legs, a head. Yeah. When chances are
they're nothing like
exactly.
We wouldn't even imagine.
Our perceptions are only based on our experiences, right? Yeah, in this respect. So, like, our kind of idea of what's out there is really kind of only, like I say, based on what our experiences are. So we can imagine an alien with 9 arms, 10 legs, 2 heads, or whatever, but it'll still have this sort of kind of just not quite right. Do you know what I mean? Like, they all look
something that everyone's forgot, or not even
considered. Yeah, exactly. Yes, so space news. Astronomers have discovered a potential new inhabitable exoplanet. Another one. This one's 31 light years from Earth. Now, you said there was one about 7, didn't you?
Yeah.
This one might be nicer. Might be worth travelling that extra distance.
Yeah, but we need a stop-off point, don't we, really? It's like going to Mars. We need the moon before we go to Mars so we can set up and then
true.
Throw it across.
I mean, exoplanets sound cool anyway, don't they? I mean, it's like,
Don't forget, we use the energy, the gravity as well to propel.
Well, this has come from areas. 50 astronomers from around the world. So this ain't just one guy who's gone, I found a planet.
Yeah. This
is a new study from a team of 50 astronomers. They're all based and located around the world. They've all confirmed the existence of the exoplanet Wolf 1069b.
Okay.
I like it. Wolf 1069.
Ooh. Yeah, there's a few wolves out there.
Which orbits a red dwarf star. I like that as well.
Oh, yeah, but then, it's going to be a lot heavier.
So do you know when... Well, you might be, but do you know when you see that? We've just had one, red sky at night, and it's like that pink sunset.
Yeah.
That's what it'd be like all the time, twilight. It'd be a twilight planet, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's a red dwarf star. So Wolf 1069 is a 31 light year trek from Earth, which makes its discovery potentially intriguing. That the Wolf 69b is a pretty rocky world, it has about 1.26 the mass of Earth and about 1.8 the size. So it's pretty similar in size of planet.
Yeah.
But it also orbits a star that is in the inhabitable zone, which makes it a prime candidate for liquid water and other gases and other shit on the surface.
And it'd be further out than what we are to our star.
You see, a planet that's been there as long as a red dwarf star.
Yeah, that's an old star that's...
exactly. Yeah. But if that planet's orbited that star for its entire history... then that suggests that that's a really old planet. Now, what would we potentially find on something like that?
Oh, wow.
Weird stuff.
Yeah, well...
we should speculate about Mars, but, I mean, the further you go out, I mean...
It's going to be even more weirder, I think.
I think this is it. I feel like when we're close to home and we can kind of, we can go in our solar system, we can go, ooh... We're probably likely to find this, but, like... I don't know.
We need to take baby steps like we have been doing.
We have been doing, and then we just get people going, I haven't been on the moon for 50 years.
Well, anyway. Fucking get on a shuttle and go there.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's just going to cost you $1 billion.
Yeah, so basically that's my NASA news. Have you got anything else you want to discuss?
Yeah, we have 12 new moons around Jupiter.
Just keep popping up. Where do they keep finding these moons?
92 of them now, and it's a record breaker again. It's another record breaker.
Why? Why is that a record? Just because it's the most amount of moons around the planet?
Yeah. Well, it is the fucking biggest planet, isn't it?
Weren't they already winning that one?
Yeah, but they didn't spot the other 12.
Well, where did the other 12 come from?
It'd be because there's a lot of rocks together, and
the thing about space,
hitting each other and creating. So they could have been started creating a long time ago.
So they could be new moons arising.
Yeah, well, there is.
Well, there you go.
Well, we've got 12 new ones, haven't we?
Well, there we go. 12 new moons in the sky.
Yeah.
A brand new episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast.
And our central core is slowing down.
And our central core is slowing down.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that means.
On Earth.
Right, okay.
Our core's slowing down.
We'll stop eventually then.
Well, it's reversing. But it hits our magnetic field as well, which we're already having problems with our magnetic field as it
Just trying to
stands.
wind up the show then, and you just came in with more stuff.
But that's it.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Right, well,
Well,
there you go. Well, I actually had a nice flow coming out of the show there, but I feel like that's
You did. I thought I'd spoil it for you.
He's fucked that shit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We've been an interesting show back
Yeah.
on the 201th episode. 201. 201th. I don't know. How would you say that? 201st.
Yeah.
Yeah, 201st episode of the
201.
show. 201. We'll be back for 202
202.
next week.
will.
So, that's that's a good one.
What?
Well, we're doing that thingy. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Don't tell them just yet. You'll have to come back for
you'll have
next
to
week
come
because
back
it is a
and find out.
great episode.
It
And
is.
hopefully,
Talked about it a couple of
like I
times.
say, if you've got any interesting information on Aleister Crowley, send it our way because I would
Yeah.
love to do another episode, go into a bit more detail.
We've got enough.
If you want to be a guest on the show, send us an email. We've got some great guests coming up. If you want to be one of them,
indeed.
send us a
Yes.
message.
Can't wait.
We're available on all podcast platforms, so no matter where you get your podcast from, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio,
Toilet seat.
anywhere,
Yeah.
the old chip shop wrapper.
Yeah, I love the old chip shop wrapper.
Tell your friends.
Shouldn't have banned that.
We're looking for some serious growth this year with the show.
Yeah.
So hopefully you've enjoyed it and you've stayed all the way to the end. If you have, we do salute you.
We do.
And I'll leave you with
Can't
this. Pod Magic!
He loves a little butt magic.
Who doesn't? What was it? Right, well, we'll be back next week. So, I've been Gaz.
I've been Taylor.
And remember, you can message us at neverstraightanswer.co.uk or neverstraightanswer@gmail.com.
We got it.
Right, take it easy. I've been Gaz.
I've been Taylor.
Peace.
Out. Butt magic.
Bird magic.